once again. If you are noticing the countdown, if you are noticing the name, this is the final episode. Or so we adamantly tell you. However, it is still a few minutes until the clock runs dry and the episode starts, so we can get some bantering under the way. So let's get
mode. Woo-hoo.
So, as a general consensus, let's avoid politics today. I am Mirror. Oh yeah, I am Mirror. That's a good point. I should change that. I will do that immediately. Yeah, where's that?
Oh yeah, you are mirrored.
I'm usually mirrored too.
Video
So here's my
settings
right hand.
up and mirror my video, and there we go. That should be correct, and that is why my pointing fingers were pointing in the wrong direction. I am an idiot.
You know what? You're really not. It's fine.
You're just saying that to make me feel bad.
I am just saying that. Let's be clear.
None of what Carlos said was real.
Is anything I say ever real?
No, you are a figment of my imagination.
And I'm not going to sing anymore before we get copyright strike.
So, apparently, doing covers of other people's songs is not copyright infringement.
You're correct. But, however, you still need to get permission. And, more importantly, if you perform it in a live venue, the live venue has to pay for ASCAP fees.
Uh-oh.
They have to literally pay a fee for, like, hey, you played our cover song. Give us our cut.
Yeah.
In America.
Also, you have to give credit. That's the other thing.
So, the title of today's episode is coincidental and has nothing to do with a famous
80s song.
A famous 80s song. It is pure coincidence.
Yeah. This is when we're all going to like double check Wiki just to see.
I do believe
fantasy. Oh.
Is this the real one?
So as a obviously Carlos Santana, used to play with our band live places everywhere, and every once in a while we do cover songs, and we'd have to deal with that. Only certain places will allow you to do cover songs because the bar has to pay the ASCAP fees, which is like the special permission fees.
So how many Carlos Santana songs did you play?
I could play 4. Oh yeah, no. I think I've played two live in front of a. We had this one. So this one time we were tasked to play New Year's Eve party, literally New Year's Eve at a bar, and they're like, normally we hire up 2 or 3 bands and we'll split the profits between all of you guys, and like it's cool, man. We could fill in 3 hours worth of music, or 2 hours worth of music, and they're like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, that's just like 20, 30 songs, whatever. We'll take care of it. Just give us all the money. So cut to us like a week before, just learning cover songs like crazy. I'm like, yeah, I told them we could fill 2 hours. We need to learn more cover songs. Like, what do you know? I'm like, I got these Carlos Santana songs memorized from my youth. Let's just play those. all this other stuff. So we ended up mixing half and half covers and half original.
Well, this is the thing. Do you actually do those fees have to be paid if you then actually take one song, take other half, and then do a mishmash?
It's
That's
perfect
original,
because it's a yearly fee.
Mm-hmm.
So me as a bar owner, I just pay my $1,500 per year.
Damn.
It might be more. It might be more than that. It might be like $4,000, whatever it is. Let's say it's $1,500. I pay that once a year to ASCAP, Association for
Copyright,
whatever music rights.
Yeah.
And then that gives me, the bar, like I could play unlimited number of cover songs that I want, or anybody that comes at the bar can play unlimited number of cover songs. I don't have to worry about it. So you just pay a yearly fee for it, and that's
all right. Fair enough. That's actually quite fair.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Well, who gets
It
the
could be
money?
better. It could be free, but
Who gets the money that you pay for ASCAP?
ASCAP pays out a tiny royalty fee to the a yearly royalty fee to all the artists that are signed up with ASCAP, which is pretty much everybody.
So if you're a big band where everyone's going to do covers for you, you're gonna still get some money, but not as much as you potentially can make. While if you're a small band that barely no one hears of, but if you're signed up, you're going to get more money out of it.
Kind of.
Yeah. Unless they've got a system in place.
Froggy, I don't own a bar. I used to play in lots of bars, and I'm just saying, hypothetically, if I was a bar owner. The other portion of that is there's two. I know because I have an album and I had to go through the copyright and all that shit.
Gosh.
Too.
Do you know what time it is?
Yeah, I know. I'm going off the music. I'm Should we be talking about other stuff? What else is in the news? It's because we can't talk politics, so I'm talking music.
No,
we could talk story.
We could actually check out the clock and say it is past our bedtime and go to sleep. Or we could just team up on adventure instead. Well, it's time to cut it out. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to give the floor to Director Carlos himself, and let us all speak in a mock Mexican accent.
The mock Mexican? Who, me or you guys?
Yes.
Ay caramba! No, that's not even. I'm not even going to try it.
No, you should not try it.
Mucho better.
It is very difficult. Very difficult.
Sí, señor.
Sí, señor.
Sí, señor.
Sí, señor.
Yeah, it's just like when a white guy tries to do an accent, it just comes off so wrong, you know?
Oh, yeah, man.
Especially when they try to do the Scottish accent.
Oh, yeah. I like to eat those jalapenos. Man, they put jalapenos in them bean sandwiches. Good. Put a little tapatio sauce on that. Delish. Sure do love them jalapenos.
Yeah, it's like English having to hard pronounce everything.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Previously on Tabletop Theater. Arkhan the Cruel has invaded the land of Taldori. In the city of Iman has come in and taken a few special artifacts. The bell, a special bell, the sword of Palor named Excalibur. And before, Jericho, Jericho, and you have to put your names.
You're gonna have to edit them for us. I forgot to mention to you.
Yeah, but I used Zoom stuff.
He's looking at Zoom.
Yeah,
fuck it. Yeah, he's just backslash. How do you pronounce backslash?
Here, I'll take it. I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but again, my question is, how do you pronounce backslash?
Like this, like slash.
So it's only people who can riff on an electric guitar can say it.
My mute play is again going. I was typing something and put in the mute, and suddenly people started commenting on something, so I got distracted mid-typing. My bad.
I got distracted. What was I doing? I have no clue.
Start again.
You were giving us the intro. Arkhan the Cruel has invaded Taldori. He's went into Emon, grabbed artifacts, Excalibur, and
before our heroes Fang and Jericho could apprehend him, he escaped via portal to the Fey realm. Chasing them, Fang and Jericho has been put on an adventure, finding out more and more and more in an effort to prevent Arkhan the Cruel from reaching and destroying MacGuffin's egg. Luckily, Jericho and Fang arrived at MacGuffin's egg with the help of Stacy, a human that they befriended along the way. Acting as her guide, she led them to the Magic Castle where Neil Patrick Harris, as well as Froggy and Blinky, Wizards Froggy and Blinky, and the leader. I can't think of Rasputin. I couldn't think of the name. I'm like Grigory something. Rasputin. Once presented with the egg of MacGuffin, with the MacGuffin's egg, through destiny or other means, it was Fang and Jericho were unsuccessful in taking it back to the Iman. Instead, it cracked open, revealing the contents: a baby wizard. Your mission is to reunite baby MacGuffin with the Soul Stone. Its location deep in the center of the Magic Kingdom. However, Arkhan the Cruel, Carlos Santana, drug lord, as well as an army of undead and orcs and trolls stand in your way. Even with the help of Rasputin, Blinky, and Froggy, you have reached and penetrated deep into the Magic Kingdom. And upon opening the last doors of the what's called the Space Mountain exhibit, there before you stands the majestic palace of the Disney Palace that everybody sees in this nice little commercial, the nice little preview.
Yeah.
That center there is the Sorcerer's Stone, sans a sword that normally goes in there to allow the little kids to be able to play Arthur themselves. Instead, it's surrounded by one of those. My brain is not working. It's too early in the morning for the star and circle thing. A pentagram.
Pentagram, yep.
Surrounded by a pentagram, as well as flanked by a smallish orcish army. And they're floating above, talking shit down to you guys. Arkhan the Cruel. The last thing we remember was Fang challenging. Mm-hmm. You threw your sword out. Mm-hmm. Sting! Stabs dead center in the ground in front of what obviously is the orcish leader. Big furry boots, massive legs and muscular thighs. Very what normally an orc does not like to wear armor, except for the orcish chief, who's wearing furs and metal plates and spikes, mm-hmm. as well as pulls out a big double-sided axe from the top with the flashing it. Its handle all blackened wood and wrapped in some sort of yellowish cloth for a handle. Mm-hmm. The blade itself blackened and metal and scraped and partially rusted. Steps forward next to the sword, pulls out the axe.
Little orc, half-blood, mud-blood, you, their challenge chief.
Cut to Fang.
You kiddo, brushed your teeth, can't you? I can smell you from here.
He starts to step forward and takes one quick look at turns his head and looks at Carlos, who's off on the other side. You see finally Carlos, same nice jacket, this nice tan suit, well dressed, a bulge in his pocket. However, he's holding on to Stacy off in the corner, who's awakened at this point. How she has a piece of tape bound to her mouth. Her arms are behind her back.
Mm-hmm.
Carlos looks at the orc chief, nods his head. The orc chief and starts stepping forward. Boom, boom, boom. Meanwhile, Arkhan the Cruel still floating above. The golden bell has done the last singing, the peal. You know, like I guess the word is peal when it.
Yes.
It's still slightly vibrating. There's runes on it, on this massive golden bell, very similar to the Liberty Bell that's placed in Philadelphia with a kraken, and it's big and massive. However, this has runes on it that are some of which are like starting to glow one more time, almost like it's recharging.
You are too late. It is the final countdown. Soon, the armies of the undead will arise. Even now, these humans are fighting each other. The only thing they know how to do is destroy each other. You cannot save them. You will not save them. Jericho.
He starts he starts floating down from the top. The sun, the sun isn't even shining at this point. There's a maelstrom of like clouds forming around. Gray and dark clouds are swirling. A little bit of lightning and thunder and lightning flashing in between the clouds themselves. Floating down is Arkhan the Cruel, clad almost in all black armor with studs and spikes. Occasionally, you'll see his reptilian reddish dragonborn skin coming down. His face partially covered. He's got his little cap. His left hand, the hand of Vecna, greenish gray, shriveled. On his back is strapped Excalibur, Palor sword. However, it is now slightly unrecognizable as it's glowing sort of in a blackened hue. Its normalish white and silver and blue hues have now been replaced with a kind of like a blackened and reddish aura that emanates throughout it. As he's floating down, he starts pulling it out. Double swords. Double-handed fist. Cut to Jericho.
Blade with whom I have lived, blade with whom I now die. Serve right and justice one last time. Seek one last heart of evil. Still one last life of pain. Cut well, old friend, and then farewell.
Giggling from your chest as Baby MacGuffin is just his cries of laughter at hearing that speech just like echoes and gets louder and louder. It's hard for me to do a baby cry, baby laughter, but its peals of laughter grow louder and louder and louder. The from your chest, it starts to have like a whitish, yellowish glow, illuminating your face from below as you're holding out the sword to your side. There's a very brief opening in the cloud structure above, where a shaft of sunlight rains down on you and the sword. As you're holding the sword, it starts glowing yellowish white, blue, yellowish white, and the edges around it start turning gold and blue. It almost matches in stark contrast against the black and reddish aura sword that Arkhan that is holding. You are now holding the new Excalibur. Go ahead and add a +1 to attack. It is now at this point all magical, and you have a 1d4 additional radiant damage per strike. You step forward and with the clouds, the clouds again for just a brief second. The shaft of light illuminated, and then the clouds forcibly closed, and with a loud crash and thunder echoing throughout the valley. Your sword, however, still maintains its otherworldly glow. Cut to Jericho again.
Actually, it's so.
Somebody's muted. I know, right? You gotta stop doing it, buddy.
Yeah. People were complaining about me typing, and I go to make my changes to my character sheet and mute myself. Then I forget to take my mute off. My mute game is down. Unfortunately,
right.
That's the only way I can do the muting thing that I know of.
No worries. It's all good. Cut to Jericho. The camera zooms in real slowly. The grim face of determination.
Time. Ooh, that's a nice effect
That's
on
a
the
good
sword.
effect.
Oh
I
yeah.
like that.
Too bad it's red and not yellow. That's my keyboard.
Actually, that's a reflection of what you see in Arkhan in front of you.
Time to end this charade, Arkhan. Charge! And dashing towards the stone behind Arkhan.
Arkhan lands with his own superhero thud, straight in front. Pulls up the sword.
I will not be defeated. We're too close. Soldiers, attack!
There's a bunch of from the left side, the left flank, you could see a bunch of Carlos's men, all in different gangbang attire, pulling out shotguns, submachine guns, start moving forward. From the right side, the orcs are starting to advance forward. How the 10 feet in front of him is the orc chief, big, tall, armored, facing off against a much smaller Fang. I mean, Fang, you barely reach up to its like belly, up to his maybe his chest, or barely above his belly button. The right hand side, they started advancing. Suddenly, there's a brief flash of light and a couple of explosions. From the left flank comes a few of the wizard army, just starting in, and the two armies clash. The camera zooms around in a circular motion, capturing all of the action as the wizards against the trolls, wizards against the Carlos's men, the MS-19.
They got upgraded.
flying battle. Meanwhile, the camera zooms in on Jericho and Fang, both rushing towards their targets, 1-on-1. Let's go ahead and roll initiative. Now, I don't have a. We're not going to do the battle map.
No.
All right. Well, we'll just play it by ear this time. But I've got a couple things. So let's see. Turn order. Wait. Hang on. Let me get the. Oh, there's the initiative tracker. Make sure. Let me clear these first. How do I clear these?
I don't know.
No. 11, 22. Okay. So Jericho got 22.
No.
You got
that
11.
was-
No, other way around.
I got 11. He got twice as much as I did.
There you go.
I'll just make it a wee bit easier.
All right. Let me roll for my people. Initiative.
Yep, keep them like that.
I have no idea what I rolled, so
7.
not yet. And just
5.
for fun, where's Stacy? There's Stacy.
Yeah, they've got all this fancy armor, but it just slows them down.
Well, you know what? It's my roll 20 is starting to act goofy. There we go. I'm just gonna ignore her because it's just gonna cause problems. All right. So what do we got on the rolls? Really?
Yep.
A 7 and a 5? Fucking
Yeah.
hell.
I said them out as they were rolling. I wasn't winding you up.
All right. Well, in that case, we're gonna do this. We're just gonna put them at a 7. All right. All right. Top of the round. Fang, you're facing off against the Orc Chief. Let me see if I have a special thing for him or not.
You don't need no education.
There we go.
That looks like Warcraft. You sure we are not gonna get copyright strike for this?
Hold on. I think it's more likely Blizzard has copied D&D, and D&D's kind of like stolen as roughed up as much from Tolkien.
Yeah.
I think Tolkien also stole from somewhere, but I'm not entirely sure where.
Quite a bit of it's from myths and mythologies
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
So
and
all that's in the public domain.
All right. So first off, let me get some couple of things.
Don't need no CGI.
Oh, I need something to write with, and I have nothing to write with. What the heck? I am so prepared today, guys. I apologize.
Well, this happens. I get the opportunity to say hi, Sparrowhawk. I do believe it's been a while, and
Sparrow Black.
Sparrow Black. Yes, sorry.
You wouldn't say
Black.
Sparrowhawk. You wouldn't
Yes,
say Sparrow. You've read Earthsea, I'm guessing.
Yeah, maybe.
Mhm.
Maybe.
Okay,
Actually, I've seen the anime. And hello to Mika before Carlos gets back.
Yeah. I guess.
Hey, what's your HP at, guys? Just so I can keep track of it correctly.
L60.
What?
My
60.
0.
And Fang is at what? 40 something?
42. I'm currently at. I took some hits.
The camera zooms in. Here you are clad in brand new Nike combat armor / run equipment. You've never felt material so loose.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it clings onto you. It's perfect. It's mobile, and it's enhanced with a couple of arcane runes of protection.
Yeah.
Cut to you running forward, facing off against Orc Chief. Holding his his axe, his great axe. Your turn. What do you want to do?
So it will be running up, and I'll pulled out the quarterstaff. It's extending my arms, and I'm just literally running up, and it's just a massive swing. So just kind of like I'm gonna imagine he's like got his axe up high there, so it's me kind of ducking in, and it's just me bringing the staff right into the gut there.
Got it. Roll it.
The
camera goes in slow motion as you attempt your first hit.
Okay, get quarterstaff, bang.
That hits.
Okay. So is then I'm using both hands, so that's going to be 6 damage.
6 damage. All right.
It's then, as I'm doing that, you see Thing doing a triangular step to kind of move himself out of the way, and he's then just bringing the quarterstaff around, and he's going to be trying to bring the quarterstaff onto the back of the head of the orc chief.
Roll it. That also hits.
6 there again.
The two of you, like almost like ninja style, where both of you pass each other up, and in slow motion you smack, twist around, and as he's going past, land one last hit against his head. You could hear the helmet clang and reverberate that he's done. As you pass each other by, he turns around.
You're gonna have to do better than that.
Kick him in
Now
the
it's
balls.
my turn.
Well, actually, it's still my turn. Key point.
I know.
So I'm going to spend a key point, go into flurry of blows, and it's going to end up with me doing a kick into his nuts.
Oh, shit. Roll it.
Ooh, that one might not hit. 10.
With that, he pulls up. I mean, he
Carlos.
puts his knee up.
Then Carlos, can I make a suggestion? He's more armored there than he thought it would be.
Oh.
He's wearing a cup.
You cling, you kick, and you hit with a loud clang.
You see, there's just a wee grimace from Thing. And it's just at that point, he just sweeps up and like gets into arm lock, with the quarterstaff, and he just brings his hand in to try and chop at the neck instead with the other flurry of blows. There. I think 20 hits.
That hits.
5 bludgeon.
With that last one, he's still and you can see, like, at almost every single one of these strikes, the camera makes it look like you're a little kid punching a grown man. Every strike just hits his body and does very little damage. You're gonna have to get this guy by death by 1,000 cuts. Meanwhile, he raises his sharp, blackened axe. Cut to Jericho. What would you like to do?
Well, Jericho is charging. He races. Unlike those silly movie charges where they go like or everything wide, he's going shield first and blade ready to strike in the straightforward position. It's easy to see where the blade is aiming at. But on the other hand, he's well protected by the shield behind it. So it's more along the lines of being able to block any attack he's giving while charging, more than being able to do maximum damage.
Behind the camera, there is still like in a protective cocoon is is Baby MacGuffin, kind of like smiling and still giggling and laughing.
And I do suppose this calls for an attack of opportunity. No, just an attack. No opportunity in this one. And I will use this new fancy thingy I have here, called the new Excalibur 23 to hit.
23. Jesus. Yeah, that hits.
That's 10 points of damage, out of which is 4 radiant.
4 radiant. So it's 6 and 4. All right, give me 1 second. Da-da-da.
That's public domain, so we can sing as much as we like. Oh, that's
With that strike, and the only thing he's got that Excalibur long sword, glowing black and red. He's tries to like stop it, but your strike goes through, penetrating seems to be a little bit of the armor on one of his chest. When you draw it out, there's on the tip of it, you can see there's a little bit of blood on it. Next attack.
Well, that's the sword has gone through, hit. The sword is getting pulled out and struck again. Well, no, I'm charging past, so the first hits, he's being cleaved to the side, followed up by a strike as going past him on the other side, shield in front, and retreating towards the Philosopher's Stone, no, Sorcerer's Stone.
Yes.
Philosopher's Stone, Sorcerer's Stone, same thing, by the way. So, redo the new Excalibur. 17 to hit.
Since you passed him up, he puts a sword behind his back and just, without even looking, just blocks the incoming attack.
Ooh, armor class 18.
Turns around to face you. And does his strike as well. Does a big swiping arc of a strike. And then a second one to follow up. Let's go. Da-da-da. I don't think these are right, but here we go. No, these are not right.
Ooh, right, that reminds me. It's a bonus action to activate the Shield of Faith. I did that before he rolls.
Gotcha. Where's the next rolling? Come on. Do the thing.
I think it was.
All right, so the first one, and
Yes.
the second one.
Miss and miss.
Miss and miss. Also, however... Oh, that's the reason why it's not letting me do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The doy.
The boy.
The doy. It's all right. So both miss. It's not letting me do the thing properly. They go both forward and they strike against your armor. Block. Meanwhile, he's still just there, stepping forward in a relentless attack. With each strike, sparks fly off. A reddish light hits off with every single with every attack. Relentlessly steps 1, 2, 3, 4. Backs up, catches his breath. Cut to as he's moving forward, the orc is doing the same thing with his axe, striking forward, much like a good 3-4 feet taller than Fang. That axe comes down with a great big swipe. 25. Yes, indeed. 13 slashing damage.
But based on what we're saying,
That gets reduced to half.
Yeah, and that is round down, isn't it?
Hmm?
Half
Round
and
down.
that's-
Yeah, we're gonna round everything down.
Yeah.
One strike, swash. Does a slice across your your new Nike body armor, revealing a reddish striped blood. With that, he does one more swinging attack, trying to take your head off in one fell swoop, and completely missing above your head.
Yeah, you just see it's. I just have this image thing. It's actually kind of backing up, and he's just going, "What is it with these people and destroying my shirts?"
Cut to your action, your turn again.
Yeah. So it'll be the first attack will be with the actual quarterstaff, and it will be lunge. It's going to be a thrust between the legs, and while the chief's probably laughing at, "Oh, you've missed," it's going to get flicked up right between.
Uh-huh.
Trying to knock
Got
that.
it. That
Trying-
happens.
trying
If you
to-
could hit it.
Yeah, trying to knock that cup off. 15.
Miss.
Damn it. So I just hear as he's just laughing at the clang it is, then I'm just going to reverse it and just bring the other end of stuff just crashing down right onto the top of the helm. He's got. Bloody hell.
Smash. Block. In fact, this long greatsword, he's just using it perfectly to block your. I mean, you have a quarterstaff versus a great axe.
I'm going to spend another key point, and I'm just going to step in, but this time it's going to be me coming in to knee him into the gut with the first. Well, finally.
You assume?
That hits.
5 damage. And it's then me kind of stepping around, and as I'm doing it, it's going to be me doing a kick to the back of the knee. There.
Ooh, I like it. That also hits. He falls down on one leg and holds himself steady for a second.
9 damage.
Ooh, that.
I think I should just drop the quarterstaff. I might do more damage.
Apparently, yeah.
He's down on one knee, looks at you angrily, and just looks at you quickly, angrily.
You are nothing. You're an embarrassment to your race.
That's why you're kneeling on the ground at the moment.
Starts moving forward again. Cut to Jericho.
The strikes coming left, the strikes coming right. Every time he has to swing back, there's a chance to strike between the swords, between the swings, straight at the face, hoping to get a good hit on him. 18.
Parries it.
It's 19. Oh my.
Maybe. Might be more.
Maybe more. But it's parried. The next hit comes with a swing, exactly the opposite of his two-handed swing. The flames of the blade burning bright as it leaves a trail in the air. 18 again.
18 again. That one hits.
That one hits. Oh.
When I say he parried, I mean he uses reaction to parry.
There's an ability like that. I didn't know of it. Well, either way, that hits, and I'm going to give it plus 2d8 radiant damage.
Plus 2d8 radiant. Go for it.
Oh, whoop, that's the wrong button. I'm supposed to press
That's
that
all right.
one. And let's add the 2d8 on top of that. So, ooh, that's 25 damage, out of which 15 is radiant.
Wait, because you added the other thing, huh, right? So don't be. Shit, that hurts. with that strike, he reels back and he puts his hand on his left Vecna hand on his chest. The camera zooms in on his greenish pale, wrinkled, mummified hand with a stain of blood on it. His reaction. Releases his hand out in anger. A flash of dark energy swings in your general direction. I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Is this an area effect spell?
This will probably work for that. So if you get it
So-
a 0, we know the rules. You know the rules, and so do I. I don't ever wanna. No,
That's
we'll
a
stop it
dexterity
there.
saving throw. Well, it's my worst save, so wish me luck.
It'll be a 20.
3.
Holy fuck balls!
That's a natural 3. So I'm taking the full hit on this one.
Damn. It could have been
Apparently,
worse.
I'm too slow with my shield. The shield just on the side as my swing is returning. The dark energy flows over Jericho. I'm forgetting my own name, damn it.
Yeah.
I'm just so used to Fang taking all the damage.
Yeah, no, aren't you? You can nominate. Your character allows you to nominate taking damage for me, not the other way around.
Oh. I'm there.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this one. We're gonna do this one. No, he did it with the hand. Hang on.
Yeah, it's same effect damage type. It's just less fire.
Yeah. It's not what I want though. Hang on. It's Finger of Death, and it's not pulling up, which is making me mad.
Just give me a second though. Finger. I've got the page up.
Don't think
What
of
do
it.
you want?
It just takes me a while to pull up the actual thing. There we go.
Right.
So we're looking at 78 plus 30. Wow.
What?
Please be all ones. Please be all ones. Please be all ones. What?
That's only plus 10. Wasn't it supposed to be plus 30?
I can't give him the full range of that.
Well, plus 30 would have taken me down to 0.
Yeah.
I think there's been a kind benevolent GM.
Damn.
with you know with he pulls his hand forward, fist releases a blackened ray that hits you on the actual shield, knocks it out of you. The ray hits you, impact straight onto the chest where baby MacGuffin is. A loud screech as the camera cuts to like the air, like there's an area here around the chest that just starts glowing bluish and whitish as Baby MacGuffin is out there in a crying manner, and his little tiny fists is reaching out and extending his hand, a look of like fear and watery eyes, at which he like just releases his little hand, and whatever like damage around the area, the series, your armor is blackened around. There's a bit that hits on your face and causing a almost like an effect of like rotting on the neck and on your left cheek. The line that comes across on your armor is just black and smoking to ruin. The metal pouch that's holding Baby MacGuffin, you could see has like partially rusted, and there's bits of like where you could see through it. The camera rolls down a little bit to look at Baby MacGuffin. He's just passed out there, passed out, unmoving. Cut to Jericho's reaction.
No. Then I suppose it's the.
Oh yeah, because that was his coming back. You're right. Cut to the orc, moving forward and does like another series of swipes. Oh, and also when you get hit, when Jericho gets hit with the finger of death, from off screen you hear out loud, "No!" As cut to the camera shows Stacy with like the tape lifted, the tape like partially off of her face, yelling in anger, her hand still behind, being held in place by Carlos the gangster. A look of serenity and unmoving reaction on his face. It just looks down at all of you. Meanwhile, a stark contrast. Contrast. Thank you. Words. English is my second language, folks. Stark contrast as her face is just in anguish, seeing you take such a massive hit. Cut back to the orc who's striding forward.
Let's see what I can make of you then, little man. Swipe.
Shit. 24 hit.
Yes, it will.
18 hit.
Actually, yes, it will just. Yeah.
Ouchie.
Yeah.
17. Roll do half is what, 16, 8?
Yeah.
And the second one for just a 5.
So that's 31 and then 5, yeah.
So you've taken 6 plus 8 is...
I should be on 26 if I've counted this right. Or have I missed the number somewhere?
You might have missed the numbers. Minus 6 plus 11 minus it is minus 19. So you've taken 19 of damage.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you've taken exactly 19. 19 minus 42.
That's where it was. All right, hold on. So I should be then 23 then.
Your turn. Cut to your reaction as some more of the slashes across your shirt and your arms. It's just like the material rips open and
I just catch a piece of it and I just go, "You're going to pay for that." And what's going to happen is I'm going to run in, and it's going to be me then go into the jump where I like spiral in with the hit. there with the quarterstaff. Finally,
Hits.
23. Okay, so that's going to be 11 damage.
11 damage. Okay.
As I can land on the ground, it's then quarterstaff's kind of trailing behind me. I'm just going to swing it up into a massive uppercut.
Ooh. Trink. You catch him perfectly underneath the helmet that he has, and he has a chin strap.
Yeah.
Just catches on the chin strap. His head, you could see it pops out in slow motion as his face does that. The helmet flies off of his head. Oh, roll the damage.
9.
Another 9 minus 51.
I'm then going to spend another key point for flurry of blows. So I'm going to, as he's kind of.
His face is still kind of stunned, and his helmet is rolling off of his.
Is he kind of stacking back a wee bit there?
However you need it. Yes, you tell me.
So I imagine he's kind of staggering back. So what happens is you just see me just do a drop kick on him.
Fantastic.
Which someone will block the
With
airport
that,
7.
as he's still stunned, you do a jumping forward kick at him, and he just grabs your leg, and with using your same momentum with one hand, just uses your same momentum to throw you past. You smash into a few crates and trash cans that are there. Your turn is ended.
Because there were ones. All right, fair enough. They were both ones.
Your turn is ended as the camera cuts to you rolling there in the trash. There's a trash can full of stuff, a few boxes. You come out of it. There's a few. There's a few dolls, a split banana. There, and cut to Arkhan's reaction.
Jericho, I told you to stay away.
That's when Jericho simply, for a moment, tosses the sword to the shield hand, turns around, ignoring Arkhan, pointing the sword and shield hand towards Carlos, the gangbanger. Hey, pick on somebody your own size, and then tossing his manacles at the guy, while also challenging everyone in 30 feet to attack him instead of anyone else.
To attack Jericho or to attack Carlos?
Attack Jericho.
All right. Oh boy, this is gonna be. Well, let's roll a saving throw for Carlos. I don't have him on the board. The tentacles.
Manacles, you mean?
Manacles.
The manacle. I'm sorry. What did I say? Tentacles. Manacles.
Yeah.
You say
motion.
what you want.
Slow motion, start going up. In slow motion, you see Stacy's face widen. At which point she just ducks. Carlos is still looking down as the manacles hit him, and he rolls a.
Jericho did not throw Landis Cortas at Carlos Santana.
I should name them Cortases. 14 is the target number.
Oh shoot! I rolled a 13. Damn it!
Ooh, Carlos is manacled.
As his hands bolt, his hands bolt together. The Uzi that was in his hand drops to the floor. Stacy, cut to a reaction of Stacy using this opportunity to kind of shuffle off and attempts to reach for the Uzi. Carlos, with his foot, manages to kick really far, and it just goes flying off screen. Cut to Um, Stacy, like just with her arms behind the back, does this thing where she rolls on her back, kicks her feet up into the air, and then just like pulls her chains over, and her hands are now bound in front. She looks around and starts and it looks around and looks around to see what else she can do, where else she can move. Meanwhile, Carlos is there with his hands just slowly getting together. Little bits of vine are starting to grow around his hands and around his body, tightening, and you could hear that
Crackling.
as they're tightening on him. All right. Cut to again, Jericho. That was that your what's that, take an action or a bonus action?
The throw the manacles was an action.
Stick it
I think.
let's make that a bonus action. Let's get you some more swings. With that's your bonus action to make it hit. Cut to you again. Your hands cut to you again. What would you like to do?
Use my lion hands on the baby MacGuffin.
Oh shit!
35 more hit points on that.
35 more hit points. Why don't you? I don't think he needs 35 total.
Well, I'm sort of assuming since he got the brunt of the hit, he took more damage than I did. But whatever gets him to full.
Yeah, I gotcha. Let's say that your damage is at because how much did
I
how
took
much
40 damage, so
Gotcha. You took 40 damage. Well, why don't you heal yourself 20 and give
the rest.
Yes.
Okay, so 15 to baby, 20 to me. So,
And it's odd what you actually pump the entirety, you pack the entirety of the healing towards baby MacGuffin, but he with a like he's stopped moving, and then all of a sudden and with that like same like glowing effect, it also heals you at the same time. Your health pools are kind of half linked together. There's a strange magical bond between you two now at this
do I have
this
a
moment.
platinum ring suddenly?
Um,
That's an inside joke.
well, when you release your hand, and your hand has a sort of like a you're you've used this lay on hands before, and usually your hand glows white. This time it has a silver bluish hue to it, almost a platinum hue to it, as a glow like dissipates and goes back to your normal looking half elf hand. The camera cuts through to again to you, in a zoom in on your face. Zooms in slowly on your face. What would you like to do next?
Well, I'm out of actions.
Oh, that's it. That's out of it. Well, with those two actions, a look of determination. Arkhan's look of surprise.
Sir, it's gonna take more than that to defeat you, is it? Fine. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill MacGuffin. And I'm gonna kill all of this wretched, human, vile scum that is here on planet Dirt!
Swing twice.
Uh-oh.
Runs after you in a half craze and just times two, like that same relentless attack of just like swing. You like push back as with each blow you're using your sword to like reflect it or step backward. You're just driven back. Of those attack, two of those get perilously close to hitting. In which case, here we go. Let's see what happens. Come on. There we go.
Come on, dice.
2.
12 and 12.
He's just moving forward, and each time you just block. In the distance, there, in the background, the baby MacGuffin is still like crying. As is relentless as you're clashing back. With each clash of his sword, there's a bright reddish light, almost like a strobe effect hitting. As that's happening, the camera cuts to the orc stepping forward and doing the same thing, same type of attack, wildly swinging his axe as he's advancing forward towards Fang.
At least his bandits are sticking to their theme.
Well, it's also like it's a cinematic thing too. Like it's called a smash cut. When somebody does this action, and it smashes to the exact same scene, but now it's different person, same background, but same. It's a smash cut. Doesn't matter.
You see it in the Hulk films all the time.
Again, one is relentlessly pushing you back, and then each advances forward. You're on the ground.
Yeah.
Luckily for you, I'm not swinging with advantage.
Yeah, I know.
But like you're on the ground here, just trying to stop it rolling out of the way. You manage to roll off at one spot. The second one catches you on the back of the leg with a 23.
Yeah.
Let's see how much that hits for. 19.8. So 9 points of damage. 9, 23 minus 9. That makes minus 7 minus. So you're at 14 HP now, right?
Yeah.
Don't forget, you also have healing potions as well.
Yeah.
I do believe we have 2 left.
All right. Catches you on the back of of one of your legs as you're rolling by. You look down, and you're part of your leg now, or the beautiful Nike skin tight armor. There's a slash across, and it's starting to bleed red again too. Now the camera like pulls out a little bit at you. There's just slice. You're starting to look like a red and white Jackson Pollock painting at this point. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna pull out one of the healing potions, flick the cork out, and it is just. I'm literally close to like eating that flask.
It's gonna take you a bonus action. One bonus action for
That's fine. I thought that was gonna be the case, so I'm just gonna down there.
88 plus 8. For those of you in the audience, normally healing potion is one action. However, I like to go by the crit roll rules because I kind of like it, where it's a bonus action to heal yourself, or a full action to heal somebody else.
34, so 40. Nope.
34, fantastic! Holy shit!
Right,
maybe I gave you too much.
I think that's me back up to full health at 47. Just make sure my math's right. Yeah, 48. Yeah.
With that, as you're gulping it down, all the 6 lashes that you have across you, the camera's slowly as you're like gulping, the camera slowly pans down from the gulp to your body as like the bleeding shirt just like glows for a few seconds and stops. Camera keeps panning down at each spot point. Now the it's just revealing the healing effect taking place. The only all of your wounds seal themselves, turn into like bruises, darkened yellowish bruises. However, the shirt and pants are still stained red with half orcish blood. Your own half orcish blood. Cut to. What would you like to do?
Yeah. So I'll be then. I can imagine that as I was doing that, I was kind of like in a kneeling position. So I'm just going to sweep the quarterstaff around me as I'm like move, kind of like in a kneeling position. I'm literally doing kneeling movements around, and I'm just sweeping the quarterstaff around me, just trying to hit this chieftain at the ankles. There.
Absolutely.
That's going to be a hit.
That hits. That totally hits.
It's 10 bludgeoning for that one.
All right, minus 61.
And 15 doesn't hit, I think.
15 does not hit.
Yeah.
You catch him on one of the ankles, and he almost starts to lose balance. You try to use that opportunity to continue forward with your attack, and it hits. It just glances off of his arm. You hear with a loud ping as it hits his shoulder pauldrons and bounces off unhurt. He takes a couple seconds to step back. Pump, pump, pump.
Why won't you die? Die, little one, die! Die!
Same thing, Jericho. I'm sorry, same thing, cut to Jericho's, I think it's Jericho's turn now. No, wait, it's Arkhan's turn.
I'm just going to quickly do the comment going to the
Yes.
chieftain. It's like, yeah, I'm willing to give you. I'm willing to give you a breather if you need it.
After
Jericho's
Fang,
turn, yes.
After Fang comes Jericho.
Jericho, yeah.
Yeah.
Cut to Jericho then.
You can't. You are not the first barbarian I have fought, and I have to say you are the worst barbarian I have fought. And again, he, for a moment, deposits the sword in his shield hand, reaching out into his pocket, pulling out the police gun he acquired during the couple episodes ago, going, Stacy! Tossing the pistol towards her.
Slow motion. It's rising up now. They're a little bit further away. Carlos and Stacy are out in the near where the sorcerer's stone is at. It's going up, up, up. Stacy sees it coming. Their hands out. Roll me first off. Let's see how well this goes. With advantage, roll me a
Dexterity?
well, no. Let's go with either strength or action. Athletics or acrobatics.
Athletics. Advantage and go. 15.
15.
At least it wasn't
More than-
disadvantage.
Yeah. Perfect. With that strength, it's slowly moving. She reaches, her hand still bound, reaches out, catches it perfectly. Sing. Turns around and just starts blasting at Carlos. Bam, 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 bam.
Yes, the DM has just killed himself in the game.
Froggy, that's your revenge.
We'll consider that another bonus action to toss. Anything else you'd like to do, Jericho?
Was that a bonus action or action?
I'm going to cast that as a bonus action.
In that case, this is time to retrieve the sword and go back to swinging. With a swing coming.
Actually, no, I apologize. No, I apologize. That would take a full action.
Yeah,
A full
that's
action
fair.
to take care of that.
So it appears I don't have any bonus actions to take at the moment, so I'll let it slide.
All right. Arkhan looks up. Takes his opportunity to look around and see where he's at. Cut to Carlos is, Carlos is like trying to run. He's running away as shots are firing above him. Ping, ping, ping. He hits a corner of the building and moves around it. The camera lingers in a few seconds where he swiped against the wall. There's a trail of blood, of his blood, splayed across. Cut to Arkhan looking to the other side. The MS-19 are locked in battle with the wizards. Spells are flying, machine gun fires going off, flashbangs, grenades on the corner. Cut to a few of the orcs just spreading out, falling as there seems to be like a small squad of ninja-clad soldiers, all dressed up in like dark and almost like black and SWAT armor, just converging on the actual trolls themselves. Cut to Fang, still there, like breathing up, facing off against the orc. Back to Arkhan. His mouth starts going inflating.
I need a shield.
Luckily, there's a shield that you had dropped there, close to the ground at you. I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw. Now I'm going to do properly the fire breath. Yes, you have your shield. That counts for you. Go ahead.
1.
No fucking way! You take 24 fire damage.
Can I reduce that to half if I sacrifice the Excalibur?
If you use this Excalibur to capture most of it?
Yeah, the Excalibur gets heated off and I can't no longer hold on to it.
I'll say yes. I'll say if you want, yeah, let's do that. You take 12 damage. The sword turns full on red, and it almost like the white glow seems to like stop for a few seconds, and it's just red, and you drop it. Sure. It lands on the ground in the concrete, half dug into it. It goes about a few inches into the ground, sticks up, and wherever it lands, you can see the concrete just like starts sizzling and smoking. Bit of rain drizzle is now starting to come down as lightning. And once the second it hits the ground, lightning flashes, loud, thunderous crash. Rain starts falling and it's starting to sizzle now. Cut to the orc's turn. That's his turn. Cut to the orc's turn now. The rain's starting to pelt off him.
These are the tears of your ancestors. They're crying for the abomination that is you. I will cure that abomination.
Starts moving forward and just like swiping 2 massive swipes at Fang. Let's see what happens. Fucking hell, natural 20.
Fuck,
Dude! You all saw that, right? It's not me.
Things is going south fast.
yeah. Fuck. Okay. Right. I'm Nina.
I think you're down, buddy.
That's 2 natural 20s. Oh damn it! Oh damn it! Oh.
I think
58 points of damage. Oh
plus
Oh, oh, oh,
14
oh.
plus 11, 59. But these are half their slashing there.
Yeah, both of these are rolled in half.
That's actually 29
You're still up?
there. Still up. I got my full hit points back. Thank goodness I drunk that potion.
Fucking hell.
And
So you're at 14 now?
18 there.
18. With each in slow motion, the slash hits you across the chest. Your body recoils as a splash of blood just like leaves the axe, and this arterial spray hits around the ground. It pushes you off to the side in slow motion. Same momentum goes back, hits you in the back, slashing you massively against the back. An arterial spray splashes again as you're just like tumbling forward in slow motion, your knees almost buckling as the pain hits you. Cut to your reaction.
I do a fight. I just want to give up. No. Not to this bastard.
Sparrow.
Ah.
The goblin in the corner with a wiping mop starts crying, throws his stuff on the ground, and leaves. Cut to Fang. What would you like to do? Very good.
Jericho. Okay. Jericho looks at the situation. Oh, is it your turn still? Or mine?
It's mine.
Okay.
Well,
However, you could, if you want to add whatever you can, just no actions.
yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
I think it's you just see the quarterstaff is just pushed into the ground, and you just see Feng slowly raise himself, shaking as he does it.
The music gets somber real quick. In the background, as you're still leaning down on that, in the background you can see the other soldiers, the wizards are starting to lose. Machine gun fire is starting to go off. Close in on Blinky, just like being riddled with bullets. Falls over. The ninjas are being driven back by the orcs. The wizards are starting to lose as well. Camera zooms in slowly again as Fang struggling, bleeding, hurting, panting, leaning up against his quarterstaff.
You call yourself a mighty orc, but I'm still standing.
I'm still standing.
And just as I'm saying that, it's me thrusting. I'm basically now using the staff more like a spear now.
Oh, fantastic.
So I'm using just the end and just thrusting it towards the face of the orc chief in there. So
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
That totally hits.
4 damage. Bloody hell.
No, let's take the bigger one on this.
Okay. And then
Not that it matters much.
Mm-hmm. And then, every little helps. That's the way I'm looking at this. Carlos.
Yes, sir.
So do that, and it's then just unwind the hands, and it just brings the quarterstaff whirling around over my head to the other side. There, which is also going to be a hit. 6 damage on that one there. I'm then going to activate key point to go into flurry of blows. The way this is going to do,
That hurts.
the way this is going to happen is its thing is actually going to go into a sliding tackle. There.
Okay. Yeah.
So 10's not going to hit. So, but what happens is, as he kind of misses, he just rolls up, comes into. As he rolls up, he just brings into another roundhouse kick there, and tries to kick for his head. That chieftain's head there. Bloody hell! 1.
Oh, fantastic. And you have finally gotten up close here. Oh, this is gonna be fun. You have finally gotten up close here, and the orc chief sees you there. You rolled a natural 1.
Yeah.
Sticks out his hand, grabs your neck, picks you up single-handedly, lifts you off of the effing ground.
I'm just gonna spit in his face and snarl at him. It's like,
This snot. I mean, your spittle still rolling off of his face.
You will die for the disrespect, little one.
Takes his axe and just lifts you up and is just about to like swipe at you when bang, 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 bang. Shots fired. Releases you. He looks down. 3 massive blood holes open up. Looks to the left. There's Stacy. I got you. Cut to Jericho. That loud banging of that loud bang attracts Jericho's attention as he looks as the camera focuses out of zoom from Stacy. She zooms out, and the background zooms into view, and the background is Jericho. Camera zooms in quickly at Jericho's reaction. It is now your turn, Jericho.
Jericho looks at this. Shots being fired. He gets an idea. His hand moves to the sword that is stuck into the concrete next to him, pulling it out, advancing back to the retreated Arkhan, and yelling, "By the sword of Palo, all eyes on me!" And with that, the sword gleams, and my class ability of champion challenge. I challenge every gangbanger in sight to fire at me at this moment. To get myself, all of them behind Arkhan. To get them to fire at me through Arkhan. To create a diversion that Arkhan needs to deal with while I aim for the hand of Vecna.
Absolutely. Those are not for you. Those are the shots. That's the damage that whatchamacallit?
It's Stacy.
Stacy.
Yeah, Stacy caused.
Fuck.
She's shooting with a pistol shotgun.
Up close, you add the other one to it too. From far away, you add the.
Okay.
So it's 9 + 4. So, it's a thing. I'm just using to calculate how much damage.
Okay.
Let's roll to see. Actually, yeah, let's roll to see how many of these fail. What's your DC?
14.
14. Just to double
You
check.
dropped that shield, didn't you?
Bandit. They are. What type of save?
Let me check that.
Isn't it wisdom for paladins?
Yeah, wisdom saving throw. Yeah.
No, that's what they use. But I mean, yeah, but you're right. Fail, 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 fail.
Wow.
Present arms and execute Arkhan.
So far, they've been advancing on
The wizards.
on the wizards. Cut to one of the gangbangers walking slowly up to walking slowly up to a Blinky who's still there, like gasping for her. Towering above him is a gangbanger. Orale ese. Not so tough without your stupid Vanda, huh? Cabron puto de su hija. And then he hears like the rallying cry from Jericho. His eyes like turn like a white and sort of like platinish, grayish glow. Cabron hijo de su puta. This is all in one. All the MS-19 like start firing forward, creating a
Hail of bullets.
A hail of bullets in the area in front. To protect yourself against these hail of bullets,
I hide behind Arkhan.
Oh, you like tumble in and move, and as Arkhan is like turning around trying to see where you're at, and then from behind he sees the bullets. No. With the one sword, he like puts it out. His hand is out to the left, and he's trying to summon with his hand. He's trying to like summon that shield effect that he did last time it was against the wizards. He pulls it forward, extending his hand.
And that's when the hand of Wekna gets whacked at.
Fantastic roll.
Do I get an advantage?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
All right, here goes Excalibur 19.
That hits.
Alright, so let's add to that some 2d8 radiant damage. 2d8. And there we go.
Jesus.
13 plus 13, 26.
26. Holy moly.
These guys haven't. They've taken a lot of hits.
Yeah. For the record, the orc started off with 105 HP.
Fuck me.
More than twice
at-
yours.
I know.
Yeah. Funny that. Luckily, he's not rolling with every hit takes him half damage. Arkhan has about 77. However, with this last one, that cleanly with that massive hit, it starts. The sword at this point now, when you're holding it, it's still glowing red with fire. You brace through the pain through it, and because of the flame as it's glowing red still with fire, it then suddenly starts glowing white with the
Smite.
with the smite, enough to cut and cauterize the left hand of Vecna as it just flies up in the air. And lands splat on the ground somewhere far off. The camera zooms in on it. It's laying in a pool of water as rain is drizzling down on it, splashing around the area. The pool of water starts turning reddish and greenish and blackish.
These little tendrils are like oil spreading around on it.
Fantastic. Arkhan. Ah, no!
Now the bullet train. Oh, sorry. I still get an attack.
You still have an attack.
Let's go with
He's
it.
down to one-handed
Yeah.
sword.
That hit going. Then the second one aiming at his head. 19.
19. His DC is 18. Single-handedly, he blocks up, uses his reaction to parry, adding +3 to his AC again.
You forget one thing. It's about to rain. The enemy's turn.
Well, no, they use that as a distract. That whole bullet was him stopping everything. All right, so cut to him single hand with one arm now, pissed and then just absolutely furious. One quick thing. Let's see if he gains his breath back. Roll D6.
Roll one.
What did he roll?
1.
He rolled a 1.
Ooh.
Sorry, I had to jinx you. I know.
That's fine. It's all good. It's all good. Just steam now coming off of it with his anger. Single-handedly grabs the X sword of the X Excalibur. We'll call it Excalibur. X Excalibur. I don't know.
The Excalibur. No. It's Caliburn.
X squared a burr.
No. Let's call it Caliburn. It's in
Does
California
like
and it bends.
does a swirling mass. Is like just moving forward in an angry fashion, just smashing at you in the general direction, hoping that one of these hits will happen to catch you across. He's barely like aiming at you properly. 14,
Miss.
8. Just
Miss.
miss. Anger. Cut to the where we did the orc, didn't we? Yeah.
No.
No, we haven't done the orc because he
It's,
released you.
it's
He released you
me.
as he got hit by the bullets.
Me,
Yeah.
Arkhan, Orc. Me, Arkhan, Orc.
Sometimes I'll switch depending on who I want, either
Yeah.
orc or archon. It's
Yeah.
basically what's happening is you guys go first, these guys go second,
Yeah.
and the orc has let you go and is uses the hand that was holding you to touch his chest and sees the bit of blood there.
Not good. I kill you before I die.
Puts that the bloody fist on his face, and now a swirl of red blood is painted his face now bloody. Advances forward with you, just mad. Grips his hand with the second axe and just goes to town on you, advancing forward, both kicking you in the stomach as you're down, and as he's doing that, advancing. Not with advantage because you're still not on the ground, but just normal attacks. 16 and 20 hits, I think.
Yeah, the 20 will hit. The 16 will miss.
20 slashing damage, reduced to 10.
10, yeah. Down to 8. There.
He is you could see he is close to end of life himself. He's just using the 3 bullet holes in him are like oozing down. You can see his frantic of breath. Even these last couple of strikes, his kick hit you in the stomach, but you could not feel the full strength on it.
Yeah, I kind of also think rolled at the same time. It was just the axe that I just missed. Just not.
Yeah.
I'm slowed down. I'm tired.
That axe is still on the ground from where he last hit you. Bends down to pick it up and
I will not fall before you fall.
your turn.
Lord, give me strength. to do what I need to do.
Thunder, lightning.
And it's I shift the stance of the quarterstaff, whereas more like going out like more in the middle, so I can double action it like that.
The music swells a little bit. It becomes the heroic strikes. Music swells up. Close in on you. You know, your hands grip the quarterstaff.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what do?
I'm just gonna attack. No mercy.
The flurry of attacks. You just advanced forward, pummeling. Little tiny guy, little tiny half orc against big, tall, massive full orc. You're just backing him up with each strike. He just stepping back. You're trying to block as best as he can. The first one blocked. The second one hits.
Okay.
Roll them all.
Roll both? You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay. I was expecting for flurry of blows. That's all.
I'm gonna do that now. Also, there.
Okay.
And then bang, bang. So that first one's gonna hit. There. So I'll be like that, and it'll be me like bring it into like a one-handed quarterstaff in the stance, and it's just me just gonna punch the hand straight into the throat of the chieftain. There.
With loud gurgle, you know. At each moment, you're moving forward, attacking.
And
Wow.
5.
He is down. Oh shit! He is down to like. He is close to. He is almost fully dropped, and you move forward. Pop, 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 pop. With that last punch into the throat, a gurgle as he falls backwards with a loud thud on his back. The axe clatters against the ground. Oh boy!
Should we take a commercial break now?
Almost there. Almost there. It falls on the ground. The axe hit on the ground, clattering. Jericho, cut to you. Arkhan's there, single-handedly holding on to Excalibur, all blackened and reddish.
It's time to rain the holy fire. Nothing too fancy, but a bit fancy. And just smite this guy. Natural one.
Oh, natural one. You move forward. Unfortunately, you're using the same exact tactic that you've been using this entire time. Not only does he sidestep you, he uses your own momentum and kicks you in the back, propelling you forward a good 10, 15 feet, making you almost land on your chest. At the last second, you turn around so that you don't land on Baby MacGuffin, and you land on your back. And that is the end of your turn because you rolled a natural 1.
And this is a dramatic time for a commercial break.
However, the camera cuts to where you land, and you're halfway between you and the Sorcerer's Stone. You're in between Arkhan and the stone. Arkhan sees that. No. Jumps forward. And that's where we'll pause.
That's where we'll
pause for our commercial break. We'll see you in 10 minutes at the conclusion.
Well, we're on a break already. They can't hear us.
All right, there we go.
There's a button for commercial break. I don't know if that earns us money or not, but I put it on. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna put on the break. Alright, we're back. Tell us you're shitting again.
LaCroix, for those times when you're in the middle of battle and you really need to freshen up. LaCroix, please sponsor us. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Here for the thrilling conclusion of this battle here at the Magic Kingdom. We have to call it the Magic Kingdom for legal purposes. Sorry, folks. You all know where it is.
Our lawyer advised us not to use the non-legal name, the official name.
Yeah. It starts with D, and that's all we can reference.
Starts with a D and
our
ends
lawyers
with a
are.
D.
It's D land. Make of it as you will.
It's a Magic Kingdom. Actually, oddly enough, that's literally what it's called in Mexico. Like theme park, it's called the Magic Kingdom.
It's Donkey Kong.
Coming back to a thrilling conclusion. Yeah, Donkey Land. Oh boy, one last thing.
Yeah.
Okay. With your bit of attack, Arkhan pushes you across. You land with a skid on your back, holding on and protecting as best as you can, baby MacGuffin. The rainfall. The camera zooms in as a overview shot of you laying against the ground like so. Raindrops falling and causing splashing against the puddles on the ground. That's everywhere. Rain is starting to come down now. Lightning crashes, thunder. The camera shifts perspective a little bit and shows now you on the ground, but as well as far behind. Standing, you are halfway towards the Sorcerer's Stone. The camera keeps pulling back a little bit more to reveal Arkhan the Cruel on the opposite side, advancing forward.
Now, it's time to finish this and bring about the reign of Tharusdan. Long live Tharusdan!
The sword glows reddish and black as he starts advancing forward. With a single, with his longsword attack. You are now prone at the moment. These are coming with advantage.
No.
Strike 1, 14.
Miss.
Oh, 19.
Miss.
20.
Miss.
As he's coming down, swing. I don't know. You roll and dodge. You roll and dodge.
Shield up, reinforced with my magic, is able to parry both swings. The magical aura just tilting the sword enough to go to the shield and make it deflect the rest of the way onto the side.
Absolutely. And with that last one, his single sword is just there, coming down to the shield. The camera zooms in on it, getting perilously close to your face. It's blackish and reddish glow illuminating everything above you. Attempting to press it forward little by little. As it starts reaching towards your face, camera cuts to the same face on the ground, except this time is the orc's face. Rain is dropping on his face. Click, click. Gets up. Reaches down to grab his axe.
I'm not that easy to take down. You die now.
steps forward and does 2 swipes against Fang as you're like balancing yourself, leaning up against your
My quarter.
quarterstaff.
Yeah.
He's advancing forward with 2 massive swipes.
Yep.
17, 20. 20 hits? Do both hit or just one of them?
No, some team will also hit.
Both of them.
15 and 17, giving you 8 and 7 plus 8 damage.
Yeah, so that's gonna bring me all that in total. So that second one will bring me down to 0, but then my relentless endurance will put me back up to 1.
So same thing for you. You get knocked onto with that, you're like sweeping, you splash onto the ground, face first into a puddle of water.
Mm-hmm.
The puddle of water, the camera zooms in as you're there motionless, water droplets splashing around. The water starts turning a little bit of red. And then you breathe out a few seconds. You spit out a little bit. Blood hits
I
into
imagine
the puddle
there's a
of water.
tooth coming out as I spit there at the same time.
Sure, I like that. It is now your turn. Finish this.
Stand up. Is he still facing towards me, or is he like turned away?
How do you want him to be?
I'm just wondering, how would you think?
Seeing you down on the ground, he like sees you defeated and holds up his axe. And he does a rallying cry with his last thing that he does a rallying cry. With that rallying cry, what ends up happening is a few of the rallying cry means that the next attacks for this round past this are all with advantage. That means that all of the orcs, all of the soldiers, even Arkhan himself.
I shouldn't have asked.
One round with advantage. But he's got his back to, and he's just like screaming out, holding his axe one-handedly up in the air, doing a little.
You celebrated too soon. You foolish, ignorant, barbaric monster. And it's just literally, I'm like swinging that quarterstaff like it's a baseball bat as hard as I can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do it all. This is just all of your attacks right here, right now. Let's go for it.
And then last one, flurry of blows.
Yes. 2 of those hit.
All right.
As you come in, just like flying in, the quarterstaff in hand, smack it, smack. The last one hits against his skull and cracks in half and breaks, causing how much damage?
Is 19.
Holy shit! With that last baseball style swipe, you hit him across the face, the temple. It cracks and breaks in half. Slow motion, his face. Teeth flying out, spittle. His face twists, his eyes roll in the back of his head. His head almost rotates a full 180 as the rest of his body twists with it. The axe flies off of his hand, clattering into the ground and sliding, clink, clink, causing sparks along the ground that are soon covered up by a pool of water. He lands on the ground in a twisted mass, slumped over, his head resting in a puddle eyes open, mouth agape, blood pouring out of his face.
Feng is just gonna like slowly move towards Arkhan, but as he's doing it, he's just gonna stamp on the head of. You remember the Telfie Elephant Hitman, where he just kills the other assassin by just stamping on the head? It's like that. He just makes sure, and Thing just lifts the quarterstaff, or whatever remains of it potentially, and you just hear him just go, "There's your chieftain. Run."
Roll me intimidation with advantage.
All right, where's my intimidation?
You the chief now.
18.
18. With that, there's maybe 3 or 4 of these orcs of the orcs in their sees you. A few of them drop their weapons and just start running away. A few of them like start to bow. A few of them are still locked in mortal combat with what appears to be these black ninjas with SWAT style armor and these quarter staffs that at the end of them have electrical prods that they just zap 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 zap. The camera pans to show Arkhan, and he's there looking around. The camera rotates again to include Jericho. Zoom in on Jericho's face. As there you stand and you look around. You're on the ground, facing upward, still protecting baby MacGuffin. In front of you, Arkhan the Cruel, beaten, bloody, at death's door. Behind you, the Sorcerer's Stone.
It would be so easy to stab him, but that is not the goal. So while Arkhan is looking up, distracted, Jericho bolts it towards the Sorcerer's Stone.
I think what Thing would have also done, as he's like giving the speech to the other orcs, he would then turn his attention and just point his quarterstaff at Arkhan, and he says, "I'm coming for you now."
Fantastic. With you take that action and in slow motion, you start you turn around and slow motion. You do that runner's jog. Mm-hmm. The rain is just splashing down, coming down, and you hitting, splashing off your armor as you're moving closer and closer to the Sorcerer's Stone. That same smash cut as you're running is now Feng running as well. Cut to in slow motion Arkhan looking left.
And then...
And then cut to Jericho again, zooming in, just about to do something, and camera zooms in on you.
Behind the flames burst open.
The flames burst open?
The flames burst from
Arkhan?
Arkhan as he breathes fire behind. Cannot
Absolutely.
use the shield. He can't use the shield to hide behind because running away. Doesn't even notice it. The flame is coming through.
With that, and he sees both of you, and it's just a line of fire out. It's trying to balance it between Feng and you before finally turning his full attention as you, again, back to you slowly running behind you. The flames are erupting almost like tunnel vision. One of those Cool guys never look behind them to see
Yeah.
explosions. That's what's happening.
But also, this is not a role about me getting hit or not. This is going to be a role about me getting to the sorcerer's stone before I tumble due to the damage of the fire.
Absolutely. Roll it.
I would argue this is athletics to be faster.
Sure. Yes. However you'd like to do it, I'm for it. I'm digging this. I'm digging where this is
One
going.
way or the other, Jericho's going down from the fire.
One way or another, I'm gonna get you.
Where did I hide my character sheet? No!
14. Give me one quick second here. This is going to be very, very, very close. Oh boy, very close. What do we got here? DC
50.
15. As you're running, slow motion again, behind you, the CGI flames are coming at you, hitting you broadly in the back. Cut to side of you as the flames just hit you and propel you forward. Slow motion again as you reach out your hands like in a football fashion, and the camera pulls out to reveal the last thing of your hands, and you're just pushing baby MacGuffin forward.
Inches away from the sorcerer's stone, where it stops.
Baby MacGuffin does his little Superman before landing squarely on the sorcerer's stone. There's a flash of light. Lightning comes down from the top, flash down to that area. It turns dark for a second and then brilliantly lights up the area. Once again, high-pitched squeal, almost as if an explosion or those flashbangs around the camera. All audio, all music has stopped. Just that little high-pitched squeal. The screen itself is fully bright white. As the light fades and it's the camera adjusts to show the remaining faction, they're on the ground, glowing in fully 100% outlined in white and glowing with zero recognizable features. Is now a hunched over human male adult, fully naked, rising from the ground, still bathed in pure white light, steam rising off, shadows being cast everywhere. As he lifts up, all you see from your perspective is the back. He turns briefly to show now the light's starting to stop fading as brightly. You can now see with just a little bit gentle glow illuminating the face of a human male, brownish hair, the start of a beard, white face, fully 100% nude. I have awakened. Cut to Arkhan's reaction. MacGuffin. No! Advances forward. Blackened sword in hand, glowing red, aura illuminating the area. Just a white flash of a reddish flash of a blurrish light moving forward to meet the whitish light that is MacGuffin. They meet, and MacGuffin just reaches out a hand. With a palm strike, touches the front of Arkhan. Camera zooms in on where it touches his armor. Everything around it starts glowing white. A spider web or cracked glass effect as bits around him just glowing, starts breaking it, separating, almost as if Arkhan was made out of stone and is now cracking and breaking. With a big Arkhan the Cruel shatters in thousand fragments of bright white light. It look, creating a glass and a glass effect, almost like breaking on the ground and tumbling in the rain and in the puddles before falling a piece of like a blackened helmet armor that Arkhan the Cruel has been seen to have worn rolls to a stop right in front of Jericho, laying face down on the ground in a puddle of water, unmoving. Your back, drenched in blackened armor, still glowing white and red. Little whatever bits of like decoration, cloth decoration, burned to a crisp. Your hair in the back
Still steaming as water and fire meet.
Cut to Fang's reaction.
No. Don't. You can't be done. Running. Coming down, and it's like pulling them around. Trying to feel for a pulse or anything like that. You got to be alive. You've always been there for me. No, don't do this to me. Don't. No. To actually find a pulse.
Medicine.
Roll him over and medicine check. You roll him over, revealing his face. Not hit by his face is still okay. It's only the back of his head that is burnt and
there's the damage from the finger of death.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like around his right cheek and his neck. His eyes are closed, unmoving. You not sure of a breath of shell. You put your head on his chest.
Yeah.
Listening, and then
Tutu.
Where is it? Going to find that last vial of healing potion. I was like, where is it? Cup his head. Just drink it. Drink it. And just like tipping it into his mouth. Just praying he's not going to splatter it all over me.
Roll me a dexterity.
Is dexterity saving throw there?
Yep.
Same thing, yeah.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure. 18.
Oh, very nice. 18.
Yeah.
You managed to get almost all of it. Liquid is trickling out from, you're just feeling whatever does not get into his mouth trickles off into his cheek and starts immediately like reversing the finger of death effect on his cheek and on his neck.
Yeah.
Color starts appearing on Jericho's face.
It's like things just hang in his head. I'm going, I failed this. It's like, I don't know.
The music is somber, rolling around both of you. Jericho gets healed for, we won't need to roll it at this moment, but you get healed for a lot. Enough to, well, I'll leave you two here at the moment. Jericho, anything you want to do?
Jericho raises his hand up to Fang's cheek. I didn't know you were into the gay stuff.
I'm not. You had me concerned. That's all.
At which point, Stacy, with a loud, arrives. Hand still like, and Jericho, are you okay? Is it over? Did we do it?
Either I'm in hell or we did.
The rainstorm stops. The thunder stops playing. The clouds, tumultuous black clouds above, stop swirling, and for a brief bit, an opening appears. A shaft of sunlight illuminates the sorcerer's stone. And standing there, behind it, fully naked, is a tall human being, MacGuffin. Just absorbing the light, the last little bit of rain. Looks over at the last vestiges of MS-19. The wizards still fighting the last bundle of wizards. The wizards start like cheering and raising up. Yeah, MacGuffin. Rasputin is there. His robe completely like stripped or like burnt out, black and no longer bright red. His haggard face. He's barely leaning up on his staff with a bright red gem at the end of it. Yes, come back. MacGuffin is here. He raises up the staff in a celebration. MacGuffin, back to MacGuffin, seeing the surrounding effects. Raises up his hand, does a finger, and just does a swath of light from horizon to horizon as light shines, hitting both wizard and MS-19 alike, surrounding property. Everywhere the light touches, when it touches a wizard, nothing happens. But whatever it touches an MS-19 or an orc or what he perceives to be an enemy, they just sizzle and disappear into a cloud of like not even dust or smoke, just like particles disintegrate into nothing. Leaving nothing but the remaining alive wizards. Rasputin. The camera lingers in on Blinky Blinky Wizard, being held there by a few of the wizards holding him up. Blood is trickling down his face. He's doing a cough. We did it. MacGuffin. He's perfect. And stops moving.
Blinky, we didn't know you went that way also. Sorry.
Cut to Fang and Jericho now, and Stacy all there in a trio, bundled against each other.
Jericho gets up, takes the sword into the sheath again. Looking around. Where's Vecna's hand?
You turn and look. In the far corner, near where Stacy and Carlos were being held, there in the puddle on the water, there is...
The manacles.
There's just the pure manacles by themselves, and that's all that you see there.
Fudge!
While he's paying attention to that, Fang is just going to go up to MacGuffin
Oh, wait. Hang on one second. Let me switch over to MacGuffin mode.
Ooh. Ooh. That's a good one.
Yeah, right?
I was going to be a wee bit worried. I hope he's not going to be fully accurate, or what has he got, like a fake bodysuit underneath or something like that? But that's just as good.
At least you're not wearing a white hood with that.
Oh.
Oh, I got even more for this. Let's try this.
Oh. I think this is what they did for like
The
Morgan
green flame
Freeman.
effect just wins it.
This is what they did for with Morgan Freeman and the Bruce Almighty, I think. Yeah. Thing's just gonna walk up. Why?
Thank you.
Oh, I'm hitting him.
Roll it.
Just punch in the face.
Yeah.
Is that a 19? No, that's not you.
I argue it's a surprise, so that's a natural 20 because advantage.
Let's say yes.
For Ben, it's gonna be. Yep. Yeah. That's for Agatha.
You're hitting MacGuffin?
Yes.
Yep.
Game Master calculating what the fuck happened.
Who was Agatha? And
A friend that died because Arkhan was after your artifacts. Don't even let me get onto all the other guards and the other people who've died just so you can come back.
I don't think you understand the gravity of the situation. I foretold this. I have waited a millennium to awake, to stop this. If it wasn't for me, Arkhan would be everywhere already. The things that I have set in motion have prevented vast annihilations from happening. You think it is my fault that the gods have left, that the wizards are in hiding, that this realm is empty? I, were the last things here to protect humanity against itself. Left to its own devices, humans, without intervention, will go down to their baser selves. They do not care for other life as we do. Left to their own devices, they will kill each other, kill everything around themselves. Me and my fellow wizards have lifted them, brought about their intelligence, taken them out of the land of darkness and brought them into the light. These humans are not like the ones that you're used to. In your realm, there are gods and people there to keep them in line and to guide them into the proper way. We have been missing for millennia. But I am back. From this point forward, it is time to elevate humanity again. Feng, it is always darkest before there's light. I am that light. And Arkhan, nay, Tharuzdan is that darkness. You're an instrument of that light. You and Jericho. For that and for your help in battling back the darkness, we're eternally grateful. I am eternally grateful. Don't ever touch me again. You've used up the last of my gratitude. And he reaches out a hand to Jericho, son of Palor. Please join me. Reaches out a hand to help lift you up.
Well, he takes the hand to stand up. We have fought for this world already. Our own requires us again. Can you send us back?
If that is what you want, I can send you back. There is still much work to be done here. The wounds that Arkhan has caused to this world are great and many. It will take many more years to heal the land, probably a lifetime. I could use people like you and Feng. I understand if you wish to return.
I just have one question. Turning
Go
to
ahead.
Stacy. Turns to Stacy instead of MacGuffin. Do you humans want us to stay?
Yes, MacGuffin. What if the humans don't want you here? Arkhan called them a virus and decided to try and wipe them out. You are going to enforce a social order that they might not agree with. What are you going to do to the people who dissent? Are you going to wipe them out like you did with the others?
You don't understand. This land here has no destiny. Here, the only thing that matters is people have free choice. They choose.
Shh. Let them choose. In peace. Stacy, what say you? As the representative of this world.
Things are really fucked up right now. We could really use all the help we can have, please.
Then for you, I will stay.
Very well. However, I need you to return the artifacts and then come back to help. I cannot command you. I can only ask you and let you choose. That is the way. The wizard way.
It is the way.
He reaches down and picks up the now Excalibur, all blackened in red. Oh, Excalibur. Dear friend, you have served me well, and look at you now, corrupted by the blight of a madman. I grant I shall bury you. You shall be no more. You served me well before. But now there's a new Excalibur. And the new leader who wields it. And his name is Jericho. Yes. You have Excalibur 2.0 now.
What? MacGuffin's now Elon Musk or Bill Gates.
Well, if you have to return to our own world to begin with. Stacey, how about you come and see ours?
Yeah. Okay.
Come along.
And she gets close to you guys. That'd be a fantastic adventure.
We do have to return the artifacts to their locations, and they are not near each other.
Will we be able to return? Yes. He reaches, he again, fully naked, just glowing white, seems to put his hand and it disappears into the light as it now shines out. When he reaches out, he's got this little necklace with a little tiny pearl. You shall be our representative in their land. This will guide you protection, as well as a means to return. Come. He looks funnily around, and now the wizards are slowly approaching. Rasputin! Are you still kicking around, old friend? Yeah. I was just waiting to see when you would come around and wake up from your nap. It's good to see you again. It's been too long. Are you here finally to help us? Yes. But first, we must return the bell. And before we return it, I must reverse the damage that has been done. Jericho, mighty lend me Excalibur one last time. He grabs it and as soon as he touches it, glows the exact same white that he is now glowing. He just rises up, fully naked, arms extended, in this very similar to the sign of a symbology of Jesus Christ on the cross. Rises up again, clasps the sword, takes one mighty swipe, and swings it against the bell with one long, big boom. White light emanates from this area, blinding everything. The top point of view, the Magic Kingdom has a little moat in the center of the map. From it, white light emanates, clearing the clouds, the clouds, the clouds, the dirt, the rain, the detritus of army, everything bad. It just clears out like a shockwave. Camera pulls out even more. It is now covering, converging over Anaheim, then Los Angeles County, then all of Southern California. And the white ripple effect of light still extends onward. It gets brighter and brighter and brighter. The entire screen turns white one more time. And when it gets back into faded view, Stacy, Jericho, and Fang are there surrounded by a magnificent golden bell in the middle of a forest. You look up. The golden bell has this bright white light, and it's goldenish yellowish light. It's starting to fade out. The runes on it starting to disappear. You look up. The night sky is nice and clear. All of the stars are around, and you see a set of double moons. One reddish, and one pinkish, and one whitish. You have returned to Emon.
Welcome to our world, Stacy.
It looks like Griffith Park. Again, you're just in the forest. You recognize this. This is a forest just outside of Emon. The camera pulls out a little bit to reveal the forest line, forest trees in the background. There's a bright city with awesomely weird spires. There's a tall palatial buildings. Underneath it. They're sitting on top of a hill. There's fog rolling around what's called the Cloud Top District. The camera pulls back even further to reveal the ocean and the rest of Emon. The music flares one more time as the remaining city is revealed. Camera zooms out just a bit to show all three of you, Feng, Jericho, and Stacy, looking northernly at the wondrous city of Emon in the distance. The camera fades out, circling, and just lingers a little bit before the circle lingers, the three of you in silhouette. Stacy puts her arm around Feng and Jericho. And then
Le Fig. And the credits starts rolling.
Credits.
Directed by Carlos Santana. Main roles.
Carlos Santana, Carlos Santana, Carlos Santana.
Oh, let me fix the light effect. There we go. Oh boy. Well, that's weird. I can't do it anymore, so we're just gonna keep it like this.
Just put the showdown.
And that's the end of this story.
Oh.
Thoughts? I hope you all had fun. I hope this shit was entertaining.
There might be an after credits scene if you wait through the banter mode.
Oh. Banter mode engaged then.
Indeed. This is what we call credits. So,
Credits again. Feng starring John.
Yeah.
Jericho Dia starring Wooster. And Stacy, Carlos.
Carlos.
He's just done a Jack Nicholson F1. He took all the roles.
Special thanks to the City of Los Angeles, Griffith Park Observatory, guest starring Neil Patrick Harris.
Yes.
Grigory Rasputin.
Blinking Poop, Frog Scanner.
Yeah.
The crazy truck driver with the charming load. And
the party of Neil Patrick Harris will want to actually express that the portrayal of Neil Patrick Harris reflects in no effect the real life activities of Neil Patrick Harris.
That we can admit.
What's the thoughts or the whatever promoted by the story?
The thoughts and views expressed in the story do not reflect the thoughts and views of the actual studio.
Exactly correct.
Which I always find is a massive cop-out, because if it's depending on how it's done, if clearly massive piece of propaganda, like say for the Nazi Party,
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and then you still publish it, then you're kind of endorsing it.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Sparrow. No animals were harmed at the making of this film.
That's actually Froggy saying that, but no real
Oh, is that
babies
right?
were harmed
No
during the
babies, okay, there we go.
making of this movie.
Yeah, he was a grown ass man in diapers.
Yeah. We actually employed a midget.
And also, the character loosely based on characters, but not,
Oh, it was like
these are based on
any similar.
all of the legal jargon that we have that every
it's
movie
like,
would put on it. Yeah.
It's basically any similarity.
That's it.
Any similarities of fictional characters to real life persons or organizations is clearly
purely
just
coincidental.
Purely coincidental and do not reflect on our views on them. Is basically, I think, is what they always say.
The names have been changed to protect the.
The names have been changed to protect the participants.
That's from Fargo, isn't it?
Something about
That's from a lot of things. But then at the very end, this has been a Tabletop Theater Productions.
And then the after credits scene.
Oh, there's got to be an after credits scene.
Yeah,
very well.
I know what it is.
I know it too.
I don't know that you know it, but
it opens up.
Oh, Bandit mode.
No. Here we go. Let's do this the proper way.
Oh, okay.
Let's do this the proper way. Screen turns back.
Mm-hmm.
Fade back in.
Mm-hmm.
The cicadas and jungle sounds, crickets, cicadas going off in the background. The camera slowly fades in to reveal what looks to be a dingy metal shack. There's a table, a wooden table with paint and white powder on it. Multiple chemical instruments there. Quickly brushed off. Camera zooms in to show Carlos. Bleeding. Bandaged. Holding Vecna's hand. Vecna, the plan is in motion. Sets it on the table. Takes out his pulls out his left hand, places it on the table. Reaches out, grabs a curved and rusted machete. Vecna, con este musta, starts saying arcane words. Este musta, vengo tu poder a infiltrarme conmigo.
The screen goes black.
Puts on the hand. Pain starts flooding through his eyes turn bloody red. The face starts contorting in pain. He bends over. Starts knocking things over the table. Things are knocked over. Tables overturned. He busts out the door into the jungles of Colombia. There in the ground and on a dirt road surrounded by massive cocoa trees and leaves and palm trees all around them. Bathed in the moonlight. He comes out again with the face, his hand. Yes, Vecna, I have your power now. I will fulfill your mission. Part 2. It has already begun. I will finish what Arkhan has started. I accept your power. I accept your power. And with it, your mission. His eyes glow yellowish. And start, Vecna, your return will come back. I will see you return into this mortal realm of planet Earth. Vente Vecna. With the last thing, the hand starts glowing a sickly greenish, the same color as the sickly greenish as he pushes it forward towards the camera. Flash of green. And then fade to black. The words, Rebecca will return in the next story. To be continued. I like that.
To be continued in Tabletop Theater 2, The Electric Boogaloo.
All right, there we go. How's that for an after credit screen? And then of course, we'll have the what are they called?
I've
mess up their lines.
No, I've got one.
Bloopers.
Bloopers. Please continue, Ping.
No, I've got one. The other one that opens up afterwards. There, it's just it's Stacy, it's Jericho, it's Thing. We're just at the bar. We've got a plate of donuts, and we're like, it's just not Voodoo's, is it?
Yeah.
And that's it.
Fantastic. Oh boy. We could. There's so much lore that I had like built up and like. You're muted again.
You muted yourself.
Damn it! God damn it!
So Fakeness Return is actually part 3.
Yeah, the Jericho and Thing living on Stacy's couch is gonna be a sitcom, and sitcoms are no place for RPG. Sorry, folk. But how did you guys enjoy Tabletop Theater 2? Tabletop Theater 1.
Yes, that's a good question.
There's a lot of lore stuff also that I wrote down, and I mean, I never really got to fully explore. I just kind of like hinted at it. We shall see with.
To be honest, the story did not suffer from the lack of the lore. The things happening behind the scenes, just like Star Wars, it worked. The first 3 movies. The rest of them got too much explaining.
Yeah, there's in that notion, the movie Solo suffers from that. Like, there's no. I mean, it's fan service to just like, here's how he got his name. Here's what the representative of like the dangly thing is. Here's how that came about. Or more importantly, show the actual what was it, the run. Millennium Falcon can do that.
The Queso Rum.
Yeah. Or the trade negotiations with the Direct Federation. Those were extremely important for the plot, but we didn't need to know those details.
Yeah. It's better to have left it up to the imagination rather than to show how it happens, because it will never satisfy the fans.
Well, the funny thing is, it's like if you read the originals, like the original script when Harrison Ford is doing the Kessel Run, I've done the Kessel Run in like 9 parsecs. It's like it says Obi-Wan rolls his eyes because he knows he's trying to sound impressive. He's going, you've got like the terminology for distance mixed up with timing.
Yeah, but again, I think when George Lucas wrote that scene, it's just really there to be like, let's throw out some mumbo jumbo that sounds cool.
And you possibly mucked it up, but then it's like, but this is the thing. It was like it was potentially another suggestion of where Han Solo, he was, he's as much picking himself up more than anything else there, and it's like Obi-Wan, because he's been around, is picking him up on it, while other people are just going, oh yeah, that sounds good. There
again, Blinky Poop. The fact that Solo had to explain it and and reverse engineer to work it, like make it work literally 40 years after the fact. Come on. And it's fine, because I mean, you'll notice in my story, even with my lore, I kind of reverse engineered a whole bunch of stuff. I was like, oh shit, I called it Palor Sword. Oops, I'd call it Excalibur. That means I have to bring in Merlin. That means I have to bring in other wizards. Oh, who else could have been a wizard? Rasputin. Why not? Sure, Neil Patrick Harris. Let's throw him in there. There's a whole bunch, same thing. And more importantly, I'm sorry, not more important. Other effect is back to the Hitchcock's theory of, here's the ride. Once you're done with the movie, and after the fact, you look back days later, I'm like, wait, that doesn't make sense. Parsecs is blah blah blah. Doesn't matter. The ride is all that matters.
Yeah.
You already been through the ride and you enjoyed it.
Inky Poop says the players never follow where the DM expects them to go. Up until we, the first part, up until we got to the Fey Realm, was kind of like partially scripted, or there was an expectation of like, hey, here's the path. But once we hit the Fey Realm, all of that was 100% like, I have no idea what's going to happen. Let's see where these fools take me.
Stacey wasn't the park ranger to begin with.
No. Yeah. Carlos was supposed to... the fact that you didn't fight the gangbangers in the get-go like threw me for a loop. I'm like, fuck. I'm going to have to figure some shit around.
Yeah, because Carlos was meant to be a small bit role, and then he got turned into a bigger bit.
He got turned into the sequel bit.
And also, the fact that Fang challenged the orc, and I was like, oh, I was ready to set up Carlos versus Fang and Jericho versus Arkhan as a final fight. But instead he went against the orc. I'm like, oh, okay, well now I have to switch things around again.
But it worked for the better. Now we had Carlos doing something completely different.
I think the other thing that Carlos wasn't expecting was last session where we were making it out that both Fang and Jericho were probably about to fight. There.
Yeah. How much of this did you plan in advance? Characters, etc. I'll let you guys answer this.
We kind of had to work out. We saw this being as a kind of buddy cop there, and that kind of set the tone for like the first two sessions there. We knew that there was going to be an incident that was going to introduce us to another realm there, and we did have an idea it was going to be Earth, because Carlos mentioned it. He says, yeah, if I'm going to make these references, just try and keep your mouth shut and see if the fans get the references, don't ruin it for them there.
To be honest, this game has had a lot more planning, a lot more cooperative planning before the sessions than most of the games I've been in. Then again, it turned out just fine. Listen, there were things that were left up in the air, like, this is what we want to happen, and this is what we're going to aim for. But we also have the dice element to worry about. Because what would have happened if I rolled double once while trying to cut the hand of Wegner?
Fuck.
Hell, the fact that you fucked up getting the MacGuffin's egg out of there. On that too, let's... we had some like a little bit, when we say like cooperation, there was this more like, hey, it'd be cool if this happens. So like, hey, for instance, the captain taking your badge away was, I'm like, of course that had Jericho, of course that has to happen. He suggested. I'm like, the door, yeah, that has.
Yeah.
That's a trope. Little bits like hey, here's like these little cool little moments that we'd like to possibly bring into effect. And
it was more like it was okay. What if we can try and steer it as either players and the GM, like certain outcomes? What were like the outcomes? Because if this was a film, what would make sense? So Arkhan's got Victor's hand grafted to his arm. So you just expect a scene that when we're beating them, we've made them out to be fucking Sauron, right? So we expect to see the hand go flying off at some point, okay? As Arkhan disappears in a massive bang. If we don't do that, it's like, why do we reference this guy out as if we're making him our version of Sauron, right?
Yeah.
There's not the payoff for us doing that there. That's the shit. So I think there's like that sort of stuff. If we put effort into doing things, that leads to certain levels of thought and trains of thought. I think we're just about to say something.
It just hit me that the only time I used manacles and they worked was during this final fight. The other times they failed. They failed miserably.
that was one of the things that Wooster's like, hey, can I have some, I don't know, something? I'm like, sure, what do you want? Like, how about some manacles? That I'm like, done. I like that idea. Let's incorporate them somehow.
It's like he was asking in the beginning, like, you're gonna have some special magic item with like +1 armor or something like that. And I was like, that's boring. I don't want a +1 armor or +1 to hit. I want something snazzy and flashy. And I was like, what about, I'm a cop, I'm gonna need manacles. What about magic manacles that I can throw at my peeps so I don't need to run after them?
Yeah.
You used it in the first fight and it worked good.
Nope.
Yeah.
It missed in the first fight. Missed in the first fight. There was the one fight against
with
the
Cerberus.
Cerberus that I used it. Both of the times they failed, which sort of like built up to it actually working on the third time, and that was fantastic.
My one was my quarterstaff. I could do something similar if I threw it, and that succeeded with a wraparound effect. It's just as many times when Ving was looking at it.
The final battle was very intense. Was there ever a chance that the good guys might lose? Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not make that fight. Every other fight besides this has been kind of easy. This one was not.
You just saw it. I was on 1 health point.
You went to 0, to be honest. I went to 0.
I went to 0. I was only because I'm a half orc and I've got relentless endurance. The only way I could have made it easier for myself was to make myself, instead of going monk, I make it myself a barbarian. And even then, I wouldn't actually get the relentless endurance at these levels, I think.
Well,
so I would have dropped.
Yeah.
I would have to be a higher level.
My saving grace was that Arkhan could not land a hit on me with his sword.
Oh, yeah.
A single time.
Frog Scanner, just wondering if Carlos had a Deus Ex Machina in his pocket, just in case.
No. I had a Deus Ex machine gun in my pocket.
That is why I had the other wizards in the background. Possibly, I mean, you could have died and Raspin would have finished it up or something. Who knows? We would have played it by ear. I was like, I hope I don't have to do this because I know it's gonna suck and it's gonna be like a cheat. But the circumstance would have been like, we would have failed forward. Your sacrifice would have been bloody and bad, and it would have been sad.
It's the Braveheart ending. It's like William Wallace still dies, but it's his death gives the inspiration for the others in the side to rally them to keep fighting. That wins up. That'll be that.
And possibly, and let's not forget, at that point, Stacy had a gun.
Stacey's mom has it going on. Sorry, Stacey's gone, has it going on.
That's a good question, though. Just
Stacey's gone.
about the Deus Ex
It's
Machina.
Philly.
There's I think last session I wanted to make it like as dark and as like like the emotional bad moment, like here's and that's part of the story where everything's at its worst. For a second I thought Jericho was gonna be like, yeah, Arkhan, I take I know you're trying to seduce me, but and I'm gonna say yes, and I was like, holy fuck, he's gonna say yes. I don't know what I honestly was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You're
I maybe you didn't have me go right. If you take one step forward, I am killing you. It's like hold on. I'm gonna have to have like supposedly one of these guys have to roll a new character. What?
I was planning on taking over the stage.
On the note, was there stuff that I threw at you guys that really just surprised you? I tried to leave you guys with okay, here's 3 or 4 things that I want to happen throughout the game, but other than that, everything else was just I threw stuff at you a lot.
No, I've enjoyed it. It's.
I mean, besides Baby McGuffin, obviously that was a huge surprise.
That was a game of surprise. I should have bloody thought what you're going to be doing there because we've been talking over the weeks. We've been talking about the fucking Mandalorian, right? I should have clicked. This is what you were doing, and you because we do have the same train of thoughts with when it comes to films and all, and you got that past me. I didn't even think of it that you're going to pull that. So well done, sir.
On that note, anybody got the DVDs for Mandalorian to send me so I can watch it?
I saw it on Disney. There.
Yeah, but Disney Plus is not available in my country.
Shit.
So that's a problem.
Yeah.
Wait, for reals?
Yep, for reals. It's been delayed to fall for now or something.
It's worth the wait. I do say that, but
but I'm already seeing half the memes.
You're getting a wee bit tired of it, yeah. The only issue I say is Disney's been smart about it because they're not doing like a Netflix and they're putting all the episodes on in one day. They're stretching it 1 episode a week, so you've got
So some of the Netflix shows do that too. So,
well, there's certain ones I think it's more the documentaries or the talk show ones they do it with, but sometimes I don't mind actually.
Like Better Call Saul did, and Rick and Morty is doing it, and many shows do it. Some shows they just go, here's a show, enjoy it, bye.
The irony is it's okay. It's more convenient for potential consumers, but it turns out because I was having a chat with a friend about this, and he was talking about The Witcher because we both agreed it was bloody fantastic. It's one of the best shows that's been produced in the last couple of years.
But you sort of binge it in an afternoon and you forget about it.
And that's the issue. Is everyone kind of talked about it, but because everyone who was then talking about it watched it and had watched everything within 2 weeks there, they lost the hype train.
Indeedy.
and that's what made Game of Thrones so popular. It was the weekly hype train because you had everyone going on. I can't
monthly hype train, to be fair.
That and the incredible writing.
In the first 5.
D&D did just a fantastic job. That last season was just magical. I mean, some of the best writing I've never seen.
The twist.
You know, the thing is, I was actually happy with most of that season until it was the last episode there. and it wasn't even like the last episode. It was just like the last kind of 30 minutes, because I just felt like they had just lost steam, and they were just trying to quickly tie it off.
I honestly, I haven't seen a single episode of Game of Thrones.
Have you not?
No.
Froggy
I understand it's good, but yeah, let's pause right there. Froggy's got a good question here.
I
Yeah.
didn't mention this earlier, but I liked it when Jericho introduced Feng as his partner, and Stacy asked if they married. You guys just said no and moved on. It was clearly meant to be a comedic moment, but the characters didn't get flustered at all. Yeah, I think the proper reaction would have been not to say no, but go with no, we are unwed.
I still can't get over. I love that bit where you guys were just like, where's the restroom? It's right there, and you guys were flustered how to use everything.
Oh
That-
god,
that-
we never.
To be honest, that dragged a bit too long.
Oh yeah, but
that was for me having so much fun with that moment. And again, that's just there to show the oddness of like, you guys played that really well. Obviously, you knew what a towel toilet works, but I want to see what you guys did. And like,
I was us doing something.
let's have fun with it.
You
Uh,
don't drink from the toilet?
Yeah, it was our homage to like Sylvester Stallone and Demolition Man. It's like
I think mine is a homage to another movie where a French knight is taken to modern times, and or English knight, and first reaction he has with his squire is like, "Hey, there's fresh water in here. Let's fill our canteens."
fair enough. Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what the name of the movie is, but it has.
I kind of want to know. It's not the one with Martin Lawrence. No, Martin Lawrence.
No,
goes
not
back in
Martin
time.
Lawrence.
No, Martin Lawrence goes back in time.
It was a French actor that was in the 2000s Godzilla. Don't remember.
Hold on.
Don't remember the name. Maybe.
Oh God, I know who you're talking about.
Jean Reno?
Chandra.
Jean
Yeah,
Reno.
that's it. That's one.
Yeah.
Sparrow coming down with the knowledge there.
Uh,
And he still doesn't know how the shells work. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is ruining you. And again,
trying-
that's one of those jokes where it's best left to your imagination.
Yeah.
Do not explain how the eggshells work, otherwise the joke stops being funny.
yeah.
It's there for your mind, like, how the hell do you pee and poop into these shells?
Yeah.
That's the magical portion of
The film is 2001. Just visiting.
All right.
really.
I've
Yes.
never seen
That's visiting.
Yep.
What? John
Again,
Renault-
a very good fish out of water story, which is what I wanted this to be, a fish out of water story.
John Renault, famous film. What was it? Leon? Is it?
Yes, Leon the Professional.
Yeah. That one.
His first
The-
major film.
I
The
also
Lolita
had, Gary Oldman also in that.
Everyone! I love that bit.
Gary Oldman is probably one of my most favorite. Is actually one of my favorite actors. It's just a shame. You actually watch a film, and you go, okay, I've never seen Gary Oldman in anything. You just watched him. What?
Yeah, he's like that, and I think I mean,
He's fucking Charmeleon.
he is definitely. I mean, the same guy that was the evil, fucked up bad guy in Leon the Professional was the commissioner for Batman.
He's also the bad guy in Fifth Element. He was Dracula. Book of Eli. He was the mayor of the corrupt town. That is actually
It's fantastic.
That
Book
is
of
a
Eli,
fantastic-
fantastic. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, the story has plot holes, but it doesn't matter. The shooting, the cinematography is something else.
Even the twist, I didn't know about the twist
Oh,
until
yeah.
later. I was like, fuck, that's brilliant.
And it's like a last minute twist.
Yeah, it really
and
was
when you
goddamn
watch
brilliant.
watch the movie again, you can really see the twist being hinted
As all
at
good movies. As
several
all good movies.
freaking times during it, and you're going like, oh, now that makes sense.
It's actually
which is just really good. I love being able to watch a movie a second time, going like, okay, now I see all the other setups, and it's like watching a movie for the second time. Brilliant.
What was that? You know, the one that Guilty
Johnny
Pleasure.
Depp also, yes.
You know what was a good one that a guilty is a good one for adaptation of a game is Hitman. Because
Yeah.
the original Hitman, because it really hit on a lot of the
I like that actor. I like that.
Timothy Olyphant.
Yeah, I really like. I think they made Hitman twice, didn't they? No.
Yeah, they did. Timothy Olyphant's in the first one, and that's I think Luke Besson that was the director.
Timothy Olyphant, by the way,
Yeah,
one of the best actors, like
both his generation. Yeah.
Just for real.
It's,
Like under not just understands like how to act, but like why you like, hey, this scene is all about this. We want the audience to be mad at the actor for this, or we want the audience to be happy, or he knows how to use like, oh, the purpose of the scene is to highlight this and to either exposition or to show this, and he'll do it without saying a freaking word, just in his pure actions and his pure facial expressions and the volume of his voice. He's just brilliant.
Yeah. I've never seen a film with him, or film or TV series where I went, he could have done a better scene. That could have been better. It's like he does deliver there. Same with Gary Oldman. The last one I seen with Gary Oldman. Oh, other film that Gary Oldman's in. Fucking Harry Potter. He's Sirius Black.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. There you go again.
Dark, but really Darkest Hour. He's Winston Churchill in it.
I haven't seen Darkest Hour yet.
Oh yeah, I would. It's
Froggy's got a great. Let me pause there. Froggy's got a great question. What are we doing next Saturday?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. We can. I was thinking about actually taking a break. We've been doing 8 weeks, non-stop now. It would be in my country. The restaurants are finally open, so I might as well take the Saturday off and take Mrs. Wooster to eat something.
Mrs. Wooster.
Yeah, it's either that she might just come like a female spider and just decide to consume her mate instead.
She's a mantis. I'm done with that. I could use a break.
Are you done with Mrs. Wooster just consuming Wooster? Sorry, I'm done. I'm just winding everyone up now.
No, I'm not taking a break from Mrs. Wooster. I'm fine with taking a break from.
Read between the lines. John, read between the lines.
I'm finding people. I'm doing it on purpose. I'm winding you guys up.
I hate you.
So, we haven't decided what to do afterward. What's the news on Zimmy?
Dude. We're gonna be doing something in 2 weeks, either case. If we don't hear anything about Zimmy, we're gonna probably do another table theater, like a couple episodes worth. If we do hear from Zimmy, then we're probably gonna go back to Babylon 5 on the Saturday time slots. But either way, when Zimmy gets things rolling and working, he is probably going to start the second stream on a different time slots. So we'll see how that works. Hopefully we'll get to rolling with two campaigns going parallel or simultaneously or something.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I could. I think I have the confidence now here. I wasn't sure if I was able to pull this off or not.
Oh, you were great.
No, you're good.
Thank you.
I appreciate magnificent. That. So good, in fact, that I'm worried about me being boring when I get back to game mastering. We're gonna lose half the followers we have just for me being the game master.
Oh no. So I suppose I could start on thinking of a new story as well.
Never hurts. Have a story in a file like, oh, hey, I need a story, quick.
Oh, you're afraid of me?
Yeah, you didn't have like constant arc in the crew for like 2 hours, and then McGuffin for like 30 minutes there.
I was just showing off all my accents.
Yeah. And
I didn't
then
even get to do all of them. I wanted to do more Rasputin. That's my favorite. Is the Russian
I know.
accent.
I
It feels
do
Dutch
like
because I
to
could
play
not
the
do it
island.
for a long time.
I do. I myself do like to do the Russian accent as well.
This voice is not too terrible for me.
But
After
I
a while, it might go through my throat.
But I
This
can
is from-
also speak the Finnish ralli englanti, which is the most, the very most weird accent in all of England.
so which accent were you talking about in England?
The ralli englanti.
I don't know what that is.
It is the traditional way that the Finnish people speak englanti.
That's how you're doing now, I think.
Alright.
This is the ralli englanti, or the Finnish way how to speak the English.
It's like that sounds like it's like a full stop after every bloody word.
It is very much so, because in Finnish we put the emphasis on the first syllable every word.
Oh no! Sorry.
Yeah, so it's basically that's what every other person in Finland sounds like when they speak English. Well,
It's also
almost
very
every other.
stop and. It's also very stop and start.
Yeah, it is. It is. Finnish language is also very much like that.
Whereas the secret to American language
Don't think
is-
about anything.
is just drawl. Is like we're lazy as fuck even when talking. I'm talking here and I'm not even saying the G's. Talking. That's just rolling along, crick. I'm
Can
just
you do the
gonna
Brooklyn accent?
keep on talking without doing anything about it. And it just keeps going on and on and on
And you
on
just
on.
draw out the word.
Yeah,
It's the lazy way of speaking.
it sure is lazy. I mean, we don't say much. No, I take that back. We talk a lot, but what we say is not much.
And when you do those things, you also drop the U from coward.
Yep.
Okay.
Because you just don't want to waste your time on useless letters.
Yeah. It's like Brits just they will pronounce everything and it is also condense it. So British accents are generally a lot quicker.
Also, the Queen's English, I say, is the most finest of all the accents available.
The Queen's English. Yeah, but what about Australian?
It's just drop the H's is basically Australian.
Oh, like your hat, mate. Actually, there's a phrase. I like your hat, mate.
Oh, I like your app, mate.
But you say it het. H-E-T. I like your hat, mate. And then you say mate. Oi. So that just tells you like most of the variations. So if you could get down, I like your hat, mate, then you've got a solid background for
Then
For
there is
Australia.
also the Swedish accent, yeah. The people
Hey.
in Sweden speak much like this. Hmm? Yeah.
what kind of story would the audience like next?
Oh, that is a very good question. What kind of story would they like?
It's good to throw some suggestions out there. Also, obviously, you guys threw out suggestions that I incorporated, like Disney. I was like, oh yeah, it's sorry, the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
I'm
The Magic
still-
Castle also.
I'm still disappointed that the toilet paper truck didn't have a tail gunner.
I think that might have been just getting too close to home with how people would feel about what's been going on.
Well, suggestions for the next game. Maybe something not in Fantasyland, or maybe more in something different.
Well,
Well, technically, this game was fantasy characters in Modern Land.
yeah.
Yes, I mean I could do a real D&D one, I suppose, and
Yeah.
down to the blah blah. Yeah, that sounds fun. I could throw that off.
Yeah.
But still, that doesn't. I mean, that's just the setting. The story is different
Yeah.
than the setting.
Blinky, no, we were not. We were expressly forbidden by McDonald's to use any of their products in our show.
Yeah, that's why we had Ronald McDonald walk in the background. You never noticed.
Yep.
We mentioned Egg McMuffin once, I think, and that was it.
That's when the lawyers said, "Hey, that's one too many."
Yeah.
Not just that, but as somebody who's tried to be on a diet, no more Mickey no more Maccas for me.
When I go on a diet, I go on a Mickey D diet. I actually, every time I go on a Mickey D diet, I lose 10 to 20 pounds.
From having diarrhea so much, or what?
Yeah, because I can only afford like one burger a day.
Oh, dude, are you kidding me? Their food is the cheapest thing.
Not in other countries, it isn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
that
like,
makes sense. That tracks. That tracks.
I've
Okay.
been to Finland, and they're medium expensive, I would say.
Yeah, pretty much.
That tracks.
To be fair, there aren't any cheap options either. So.
Yeah, that's why they get away with it, because what's the I've been to Finland. Is that there's a chicken burger plate, really big,
KFC?
not KFC. It's
Chicken
actually a
burger.
No, there's more. It does do beef burgers. It's actually a
Hesburger.
Hesburger.
Yeah, that's a Finnish thing. Actually, there are Hesburgers in Iran.
What?
Yes. 2 of them, in fact. There's also Hesburgers all the way to the Sea of Bering, and obviously there's 2 Hesburgers in Hamburg, because no self-respecting hamburger place would skip on having a burger joint in Hamburger. Hamburg.
Oh.
Well, except Wendy's.
No, Hesburger's okay.
It's it's personally my favorite, but I know a lot of people who hate it. So it's a matter of taste.
I've had his. The one thing that might throw a lot of people off, especially if you're in like Scandinavia, in Scandinavian countries, and you get mayonnaise, they generally do aioli, which is garlic mayonnaise.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Oh, lovely. But sometimes if it's really strong, there's consequences.
I'm all about the hint of lime in my mayonnaise. But tell me more about these consequences.
Yeah, I had. Alex is gonna hate me for saying this. There's what we had been to Hesburger. We had basically burgers. They had put in a huge amount of the stuff on, and she just basically went. She had went and relieved the call of nature, and she basically went, "Yeah, you might not want to."
Oh, don't follow me in there.
Yeah, you might want to leave it a while, but I was sending the call of nature. The silly thing was, this flat that we're in had 2 toilets. Just out of experience, I went to the one that she went in.
Oh boy.
I have emptied chemical toilets. I have opened septic tanks and poured crap into them in the height of summer. I have never yet come across a smell so strong where my eyes were watering.
Garlic. Yikes.
Yeah, it was that strong.
I use a lot of garlic. I'm an ex-smoker, as you all know.
Yeah.
I smoke cigarettes, so I lost a lot of my taste. So I love spices in my food.
Yeah.
My dad, I can't add enough garlic in my food.
No, my dad was the same. My mom used to say, "It's like, John, do you want a side of fries with that tomato sauce? Because that's for me. I like sauces." But
You mean ketchup?
Like ketchup,
No,
yeah, ketchup, yeah. But like with my dad, because he was a smoker, it was pepper. There.
A funny detail.
Mm-hmm.
I have never in my life had a smoke.
Yeah,
Good
neither
for
have I.
you.
Yeah, good.
Not. I once have bought a cigar. I chewed it out. Mainly because I was using it as a prop. I used it as a prop during the during Carnival in Cologne. It was
All right.
3 days of acting out the character who had a cigar, and I was just holding it in my mouth for the entire
Potentially
duration.
one expensive prop, depending on what you're buying.
Probably €3 or something. So
Oh, fair enough.
my condition was the biggest you have at the cheapest price you have. It doesn't need to be good. It doesn't need to be.
It's literally there for looks.
It's
Yeah.
there for me to put in my mouth and act a character. Oh, Blinky hasn't had smoke either. Good on you.
Yeah.
It was easy for me because I discovered when I was a kid that I was very allergic to cigarette smoke.
Ooh, that's the.
So, if I was just passive smoking it, I could really feel my throat get inflamed. Same for certain deodorants there. So, why would I want
drink the deodorant? It would. Don't drink the deodorant.
well, I wasn't
Don't
drinking
smoke it either.
Yeah. But this is the thing, it used to be very bad in high school changing rooms when, kids decide, I'll just unload half the fucking can into the air.
Huh. What was the character? Sorry, what's that question?
I think it's in regards to what character was supposed to play in that required cigars a prop.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that would have been a famous detective from a 70s American TV show that lasted until the 2000s.
Columbo.
Bingo!
Yep.
That didn't take long. You
So,
knew it.
Of course, Columbo's fantastic. It's the only one that I...
Yes, one more question. Sorry, that was terrible. Columbo.
Just one more.
Excuse me, ma'am. I just can't get my head around this. It's like, why would he?
Just one more thing.
Yeah.
Actually, it's like the Beam Me Up Scotty. Just one more thing was never actually uttered, but the gist of it was that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But this is the thing. It's a common one. Most people will not remember the exact wording used. They will remember the gist of the wording. Yeah.
That's really more the point.
Mm-hmm.
Just one more thing. It's the you could say it's the rule of thumb of what's gonna happen in the episode.
Yeah.
It's the catchphrase. By the way, I really enjoyed that your catchphrase was, that was my favorite shirt. I love that bit so much. I was just like, I'm going to rip that fucking shirt up every single time.
Yeah. It's
Catchphrase. Well, I didn't even get to do my Reinhardt voice
the
from Overwatch.
that's another one that I think it was the other reason why we were thinking like the 80s cult films or like action films. It's just the kind of black humor quotes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what happened to him? Oh, he took a trip. Or what happened to him? He was fired, bullet in the middle of the head sort of thing.
What happened to him? He was fired.
Nice to meet you.
Get to the chopper.
I think
Just Arnold Schwarzenegger in that Batman and Robin movie is... He's fucking terrible at it, but the lines are just great. I mean, he's over the top campy.
The movie is terrible. Arnold is awesome. Arnold is having the time of his life doing that. I
Actually,
miss the
you can
eyes.
totally tell he's having just so much fun.
Nice to meet you.
I love. He's just so.
Oh,
We should really start doing this movie review thing, though.
yeah.
Watch a movie with the audience and then discuss the movie afterwards. Like, we should find some movies that are public domain or something that we can watch.
So we're
straight.
talking about Metropolis, maybe?
Ooh,
Do you still have can you even find that movie anywhere?
I have it on DVD. I literally have it right here on
Oh,
DVD.
not
Have
like the original one?
Yeah, 1920
20s.
something.
Yeah.
I thought the original Metropolis was lost.
No.
No.
It's just a rare there's just not many copies of it. I think also there might not be that many copies going around of the full cut.
It might have gotten into the Criterion if the Criterion collection added it. I'm pretty sure it's a Criterion because I got this original from like 1996. I mean, my copy is from '96, and I think it might be a Criterion collection.
Did they have DVDs in '96 already? Damn.
Yeah. Just
I had one of the first DVD players around. Well, my DVD player was built into my computer, my PC at the time.
Yeah.
I had a Windows 95 machine.
it's not even that. The second they made CDs, you had CD movies.
Mm.
It was just the capacity of the CD meant that they had to put the movie over 2 discs.
You are correct on that as well.
Because I had a Philips CDI, and that was one of the main selling points of it.
Well,
Yeah, I can't find it.
But
I've got a copy of it. Metropolis somewhere. Metropolis is a good one. The problem is we have to find something that's available worldwide.
yeah,
well, you can also stream it for us.
Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just illegally stream on
Yeah,
on
but
Twitch.
if it's public domain, nobody gives a shit.
None of them are public. It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't?
No.
yeah,
Because
it works for music, but yeah, what is the copyrights for films again?
you're allowed to reference them, you're allowed to copy, you're allowed to do a whole bunch of things, but the actual here's the thing, like with music, I can write a song.
Yeah.
And if somebody makes a cover of that song, you just pay me a tiny royalty to the artist who originally wrote the song. If you play my song that I performed, you have to pay the owners of the performers, in which case would be Sony. Like, Sony has the performance for all of the music that they've, all the records that they produced.
Yeah.
That's why, like Beatles, like Michael Jackson had to buy all the rights back to all the Beatles songs. Like, technically, you get paid. You pay the artist, and you also pay the performance of it. Same thing with the movies.
Okay.
If you show the performance of the movie, you have to pay whoever Universal, Warner Bros., whoever. But if you just make a straight up copy of the movie and it's part of the public domain, then you're Disney. Because that's what they did with all their movies.
One way we could do it is we agree to watch the movie before the showing and tell people what movie we're gonna be doing, and they can watch it beforehand, and we can have a discussion online and say what we thought of it.
There's nothing stopping us from maybe picking a certain point in the film, watching just a part of it, and putting our views on that part, not the entire.
It's got to be. It's got to be educational.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
we don't have the lawyers for that. I mean,
again, Carlos is gonna be the one who's gonna outshine us, and we're just gonna be the little puppies that are gonna go, "Hey, I noticed this little thing. Ah, it's nice." And Carlos is like, "Ooh, that's a good one. Very good, very good."
Yeah, but did you notice this? And went, "What? What do you mean? What wires? What mirror? Can't you see the shimmer?" It's like
Oh, we could stream the movie in Discord.
To a private audience. To all of our Patreons. Wink.
nah. I love it. It's like
To be honest, I have a couple of friends I stream Babylon 5 for. When we were playing there, I streamed Babylon 5's 5 episodes to them. Because they didn't have their own copies. So,
Blinky's got to go, so see you, Blinky.
well, bye-bye, Blinky. See you in 2 weeks.
Oh, it's already 4. We've been
yammering.
talking for a bit. We have been yammering.
Should we stop yammering and start packing up for the vacation?
I think that's good. What's our? Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I haven't eaten. I had my sandwich like 4 hours ago.
Yeah. So, apparently, if somebody owns Amazon Prime in US, we could enjoy Prime movies together directly on Twitch.
Oh yeah, I could do that.
I've got Amazon.
Is that a real? Is that a thing? Can we do that?
I'll just link that into the discussion where there is. Apparently, it works with US, but I'm not in the US, so I don't know. And it's watch parties are available to Twitch partners, affiliates, and viewers in the United States. We expect to make it available to all creators in the US and viewers and creators globally in the coming months. So, Carlos, since you are in the US, you will be streaming.
And I have a
Amazon
Twitch
Prime?
account. I
Oh.
do. Now I just got to learn how to stream.
I do suppose I need to teach you then.
Yeah.
So maybe we can do that. Who knows?
Oh, I'll have to
It
pick some
might be
goodies.
that we have to check to make sure that the 2D4 is come as registered as being linked to the American Twitch.
I don't know. I don't know about this legal stuff. So we'll need to figure out. What? We need to
Teach
teach
Blinky
something to
too.
Blinky? You want to learn how to stream?
Not to OBS.
Oops.
OBS, I think.
I
How to
I
OBS.
suppose I can take you and Carlos in a teaching course or something. That'll be $50.
If this was a YouTube video, this is where we'd be like a smoothly transition, like sponsored by Learning Tree. Here you go. Whatever.
Sponsored by Great Courses Plus.
Oh, apparently Blinky is hosting us now. All right, cool.
No. Sponsored by Raid the Shadow Legends.
Oh god, that's currently going around, isn't it?
That's the worst casino bullshit I've seen in the internet. So
I
far.
have no idea what you're talking about.
Raid Shadow Legends is supposed to be a tactical game where you manage with your skills, sort of card collection game, but it's just a excuse to be a casino. That
They
doesn't.
introduced loot
It's
boxes
a
into
cheap-ass
it.
mobile game.
Yeah, it's a casino mobile game where the casino doesn't actually pay you any money back. All the money you put into it is gone,
Ugh,
and it works like slot machines.
ugh, terrible, absolutely terrible.
Yes, it is. And just about every YouTuber I've seen is advertising Raid Shadow Legends.
This is a fun thing. Carl Smallwood from Fact Fiend, he got offered money to advertise it, and the thing is, he got the license agreement, the agreement for doing it, and he didn't agree with it, but he decided to actually then do an entire article on what the actual agreement was, and decided to shit on it. And because he didn't agree to it, they couldn't hold him. He could do whatever he wanted with it.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I was like, oh yeah, here, send me your NDA. Yeah, I'm not signing it, but instead I'm just gonna read off all the crappy shit that's
Yep.
in the NDA.
Did it for he did it for them. He did it for Audible.
Nice.
It was fantastic because the point out, it's like Audible. You're not allowed to actually advise that it is audiobooks. You're not allowed to mention books. You know how they get in? They talk about, and it actually just shows you how. Some of them actually sound quite good. Like they say, you know what? I actually used Audible to actually listen to David Niven's autobiography because I've always been interested in him, right?
Oh, so they're not allowed to name the book.
Well, it's not even. It's like they're not allowed to. There's like certain ways to do it, but like that entire spiel where they found someone that they found really enjoyable, that is all script. That is one of the points you have to cover. You have to do it. Then you're meant to advise at the beginning. You have to advise. Oh, by the way, there is a referral link there. At the end, you have to do it again. Oh, by the way, just because if you're maybe, without actually saying it, but basically, if you're dumb enough to have forgotten that I've said there is a referral link, it is there in the in the background information.
I'm sort of glad we are not even trying to make money because we don't have to shield ourselves. We just do it for funsies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like drink LaCroix. It's good for you.
So,
don't drink LaCroix when you try to do stuff like that.
I would like to be internet famous enough that advertisers come to us and say, "Hey, would you like to shield?"
And we can then just go, no.
Then we could get some money.
I think it would be like as Carl Smallwood says. Yes, he likes being able to make money out of it, but if someone's offering him money, he wants full creative control. The second say you have to do X, Y, and Z, he goes, no, I said full creative control.
We'll mention you in a positive light.
Yeah.
But we decide what those lights are.
Yeah.
Drink RC Cola. It's the best cola in the world. I actually like painful. RC Cola. I'll fight anyone who says that's not the best cola.
It's a cola. I can't drink soda anymore. It's got, again,
too much sugar.
Too much sugar.
Well, not even sugar. It's all corn syrup.
That
in America.
Still, RC Cola, the best.
It was pretty good. You know why? I think they didn't... Wait, am I thinking Tab or RC Cola? I know one of them was created just so they could fuck with, like... I think Pepsi invented it just so they could, like, take shares away from Coca-Cola or something like that. Maybe not. I'm thinking of some...
No, I know one.
I'll fight you, Blinky. I'll fight you.
Coca-Cola invented an entire soda that was meant to fail just to screw over Pepsi. Because what happened was Pepsi started doing that clear cola.
Yeah, they made the Cappy Clear thingy.
Yeah. What it was the way they did their own version, but they then made it was one of the health, it was like that diet and health drink there. And because of the way supermarkets stock the drinks, they got stocked together. So people then associated that this Pepsi Clear wasn't actually Pepsi Cola that was just clear. It had to be this crappy health drink.
Tactical.
And that's right.
And basically, Cola just spent millions.
The Cola Wars of the early 90s.
Those were amusing times. Yeah.
Again, Fact Fiend. How Small goes into it a lot. It's fucking fantastic. It's scary what companies will do just to win, secure the market or keep the market secure.
I don't want to talk shit, but I mean, there's certain companies out there, they're like, fuck selling books at a store. Let's just, I don't know, sell it on the internet. Hey, that worked out. What else can we do? I know, let's start selling TV shows. I know, we'll buy out this thing where people are, it's like YouTube, but for video games. Sure, let's buy that as well. And let's cut and kill all the other competition and make this a monopoly. Because what is the competition to Twitch right now?
Mixer at the moment.
What? What's that?
Mixer. Microsoft.
Oh.
And that's probably the only reason why it might potentially work because they've got a big corporation behind it.
Should we move over?
Oh
to
sure,
next
the same way that Xbox 360, the same way that Xbox just dominates the video games. I mean, nobody's buying PlayStation 3, 4, 5, or even the Nintendo Wii. It's the same concept again. They're just all fighting against each other.
Yeah.
I don't know.
To be
I
fair,
think.
to be fair,
I think.
the domination by one company over something this big. I want to support Mixer. Even if it's Microsoft, having Twitch and Microsoft would be beneficial.
I think there's another company out there that acts a lot like Twitch. It's just they don't do video games, and they're much more successful at it than Twitch are. Pornhub.
They actually do video games.
No, they. I mean, their video library rivals YouTube.
Don't ask me why I know it.
And don't they have like live stuff too now, where a bunch of people are streaming from home? That's their big thing now too.
Yeah, let's put it this way. I think as guys we cannot say, Pornhub. What's that? We've never heard of that ever. We've never come across that ever in our lives.
Well, I support Pornhub because they support infrastructure.
What's it called? I keep seeing on Reddit all the time, like the comments, like the wholesome comments from Pornhub. I'm like, really? That's a thing? They're also we're like so goofy at the end of the night.
What was before Pornhub? It was YouPorn, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Man.
Man.
I actually don't know. I wasn't that active on the porn scene.
I think Hub was the first one, wasn't it? It can't be.
To be fair, I got
YouPorn because it was copying the YouTube with the name.
I personally wasn't big into streaming services, especially when it came to my porn. I still prefer to have them as files on my computer.
I'm old school, man. I still have the Playboy magazine somewhere.
Dude,
I stopped doing that after one time.
I'm telling you, man. I'm old school.
Okay. Perhaps we are wearing so much off the topic. It's time to. it's time to stop
for references.
the night.
I have an actual library. No, but I mean, like, this is books.
I know. It's just before we were talking about. It's just like, oh, this is actual library. I just had an image of what was going to be shown.
No.
I'm sorry.
I also have a library, but I don't have actual books.
Oh.
Well, is that the art of the trade? Is it?
Do You Want to Get Rich by Donald J. Trump?
Oh, really? Wait, no. He didn't write 2 books. I mean, he didn't write 1 book.
He didn't write 1 book, but that's the...
Does he even write his own tweets? Actually, no, I think he does. No one else.
Anyway, we're getting too much off topic. Time to wish our viewers the traditional after game snacks, aka...
Bonus nachos.
Bonus nachos.